Hello, everybody. Welcome in. So glad you could be here. Welcome back to the monthly Discord stream. If you're watching this later on YouTube, this is live on Discord. All you have to do is join, and you can be here. Now, you will see last month's posted to YouTube, so just a heads up on that. So that'll be after this stream. We'll get it posted. But I'm glad you're here. Happy Saturday to you. It's a little later than I wanted it to be, but life happens, doesn't it? Life definitely happens. These are all series tier members videos. So if you're looking to be on, have your videos reacted to on a Saturday during the Discord stream, you have to be a series tier. We have some amazing videos for you today. We're going to start off with this first. And let me know if there's any audio issues or anything like that. It's always weird to be moving things over to Discord. It's strange. And hopefully it works. All right, toddreacts.com. All these are video requesting tiers, so go ahead and check those out. And as always, the queue is available. So if you want to see what is coming up in the streams, you can check it out. These are all member requested videos that have been requested already. And then we have the wait list as well. So those will get pulled onto the queue as videos are reacted to and all that good stuff. So check it out. And if you see something on there or don't see something on there and you want to see it on there, just scroll to the bottom and you can check out the membership. So go ahead and do that. Appreciate it. Sounds great. Love that. Love that. All right. And of course, if you're watching this later on YouTube, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I appreciate it greatly. Over 14,900 of you have already hit that button. Tells YouTube you like it. That's always positive, and it also just grows the channel in a free and easy way, so check that out. Over 1,200 videos in the backlog. There's a ton of them, and we do have playlists as well, so if you're looking for something specific, go ahead and check that out. Now, the lineup for today. Very exciting. So we're starting off with The Last of Us, the video game, so it'll be a nice little Joel and Ellie kind of trip down memory lane. And then after that, we have a video compilation of The Last of Us 2. So we're really going to get kind of the full story here between these two videos. So it should be kind of interesting. I've never actually played the game. We do have a little bit of context from the member that actually requested the videos, which is awesome. But yeah, I've never actually played the game, and I've never seen the show either. So guess I'm kind of just out here, not in The Last of Us universe, I suppose. And then after that, we have Legend of the Female General. That should be very interesting. I believe it's a C-drama, if I'm not mistaken. I might be mistaken. No, it's a C-drama. Okay. I had to double check real quick. And then after that, we have DPR Ian, Christian U, a.k.a. TikToks, number 2. That should be very fascinating. That's a longer video. And then we're going to wrap up stream with Cards Against Humanity Fan Edition. Now, I thought I had already reacted to something similar to this, and I can't figure out what it is. It's probably a different game of a different name, and it sounds somewhat familiar, but there's no like on the video, so chances are I didn't already react to this. So I had that weird... I don't know. I've reacted to so many videos at this point. I just feel like I've reacted to everything. So I always have that weird second, thought in my head of, wait, have I seen this before? Have I reacted to this? It's just, part of the journey, I suppose. But there's no like on it, so we're going with it. That's usually the telltale sign. So, all right, that is the lineup. I'm glad you're here. If you're watching live via Discord, thanks for being a part of the community. It has grown like leaps and bounds over the last couple months. I think we're at 354 members or something like that. It's amazing. It truly is. I hope you're enjoying it and getting the most out of it that you can. And yeah, I love doing these little Discord onlys. I was just like, I want to do something special for the people that, really wanted to join the community and like make it a thing. And I just came up with this. I was like, hey, it rewards the series members for being awesome, and it also rewards the Discord members for wanting to be part of it. So I hope you enjoy these. You watched Gaze Against Humanity. Oh, that's right. Gotcha. It's similar. Okay. Okay. I was trying to put it together in my head like, I swear, something close to this. All right, let's jump into the first one, shall we? And I think the audio in Discord's a little weird, so I think I'm going to have to pause the video a lot more. So when I stream to Twitch, it'll actually project my voice over the video. And for some reason with Discord, it doesn't. And it basically just drowns both of us out. So I'll actually have to stop the video to comment. So just a little program note there. All right, let's bring it up and jump into it, shall we? It's Joel and Ellie. I would do it all over again. All right, here we go.
What is this?
This is a thing that took a mighty effort to find. Take it.
That is a cassette disc, or a cassette tape.
Close your eyes. It'll be worth it.
Okay.
I've been on quite the adventure, little brother.
I reckon it's got something to do with that girl.
It's got everything to do with that little girl.
Your watch is broken. Not her, you know. I'm sorry about your daughter, Joel, but I have lost people too. Her name was Riley, and she was the first to die. And then it was Tess.
Oh, wait a minute. I just remembered something. I'm supposed to actually read context. Hold on. Hold on. Whoops, I forgot the context. Hold on. All right. Here it is. I would like to give a bit of context to two of my video requests. Shout out to series member Leah, by the way. Two of my video requests, the ones on the wait list. So for the Joel and Ellie video and the Last of Us 2 video, I don't know if Todd is familiar with the video game series The Last of Us. I have heard of it. I've definitely heard of the show as well. That got a lot of press when it came out. Never played it. I know it's a zombie survivor game, basically. And what have I played? Oh, it was The Walking Dead. That's what I played. But no, I have no idea as to the general story of it. So if not, I think it would be a good idea to give a quick summary before he watches. We're only like 30 seconds in, so it's close. Before he watches the video, as it doesn't fully explain the circumstances. Summary: The Last of Us follows Joel, a hardened smuggler in a post-apocalyptic U.S. ravaged by a fungal infection, tasked with escorting Ellie, a teenage girl immune to the plague, across the country. Their journey evolves into a protective father-daughter bond as they fight infected and hostile survivors. It's also important that he watches the Joel and Ellie video first, which is this one, because that mainly revolves around the first game, and then The Last of Us 2 mainly revolves around the second game. Another bit of context to the Joel and Ellie video, because the first game got released in 2013, and the second game in 2020, the graphic difference is quite high. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I do play video games, and that jump is quite huge between those different generations. So in the first video, you'll see a lot of clips from the first game, and they do look quite different, so just a heads up. And The Last of Us, the last context or more, so a heads up, basically. For The Last of Us 2 video, there will be a portion with a lot of fight scenes, with blood and somewhat graphic scenes. From those fights, I don't know if it's too much for some guidelines like Twitch or YouTube. I think Twitch is fine. You know, people play Call of Duty and I'm sure more violent games on Twitch, so I think that's totally fine. And I'm pretty sure YouTube is okay with it as well, as they've kind of leaned into the whole game streaming thing to try to fight Twitch, basically. I think it'll be fine. I think it will. So that is the context. Trying to get across the country, hopefully safely, to figure out why is she immune, basically.
S, and then Sam. I'm still waiting for my turn.
Everyone I have cared for has either died or left me. Everyone fucking except for you.
Joel, get up.
Joel? Joel?
Joel, fucking get up.
Come on. You gotta get up.
Whoever's hurt clearly care about them.
Please stop.
You have no idea
Please don't shoot.
what loss is.
Joel, please get up. I hate bad dreams.
That looks like the second game.
You still hear
Graphics are
screams?
way different.
Ellie? Hey,
Yeah, me too. Yeah, once we're done with this whole thing, I'll teach you how to play guitar. She's yours. I reckon you'd really like that.
What are you scared of?
Being by myself. I'm scared of ending up alone.
don't tell me that I would be safer with someone else.
Honestly, that would be the biggest fear, wouldn't it? I mean, some people would like to think that they would do very well during the whole zombie apocalypse kind of thing. But I just keep going back to all these scenes from like The Walking Dead when it first began and, you know, other zombie genre movies. It is incredibly difficult. And not only are you just dealing with the zombies, you're dealing with other people who frankly might be even more dangerous because obviously people are clever, smart. Some are deranged. Like, you're going to be fighting not just the zombies. You're going to be fighting much more frequently for the beginning part other humans who are freaking out, right? And I think doing that alone, like Ellie said, would be very difficult. Extremely difficult. It would insulate you even further. Like, being alone is one thing. Being alone and threatened is a totally different thing, right? Fearing for your life constantly, etc. Like having to, you know, fend for yourself, find food, find water, find, you know, clean drinking water, right? It's a lot. That would be extremely hard, emotionally, and I don't know. I don't think I would do well, honestly. I really don't.
Because the truth is, I would just be more scared.
We don't have to do this.
After all we've been through. Everything that I've done. It can't be for nothing.
I saved her.
I was supposed to die in that hospital. My life would have fucking mattered.
I got you.
But you took that from me.
I told her her immunity meant nothing.
And she believed you?
If you lie to me one more time, I'm gone.
Even if we found her, or by some miracle found someone else that's immune, it'd make no difference.
You will never see me again.
If somehow the Lord gave me a second chance at that moment,
You don't have to worry about her
I
anymore.
worry. Let me see her, please. I would do it all over again.
I don't think I can ever forgive you for that. But I would like to try.
I'd like that.
Well, hello.
Eddie.
Ellie! Whoa, what are you doing? Don't jump! Hey!
How's that feel?
Told me a joke. I thought about you. Was that everything you hoped for?
Can't deny that view.
I get in trouble down there. You make every shot count.
I shot the hell out of that guy, huh?
Ellie!
Put your arm around me.
I got this.
Teamwork. You got something on your shoe.
Watch your step as you're going up. It's gonna be loose. What is the downside to eating a clock?
Why are these all stuck together?
It's time consuming.
I'm just fucking with you.
Beautiful. Beautiful edit. Well done. Very interesting. Obviously, you can see the graphic disparity between the first and the second. It was like night and day. It's kind of the story of video games. Every year it's supposed to get better. Although I would say, as of late, it doesn't really seem that way. I mean, it is, but it isn't in other ways. Something about... I was looking at, Assassin's Creed. And that game, that Black Flag game, was so beautiful. It was lit well. Artifacts weren't happening, like they weren't popping in or whatever. Like it was really well done, polished. And I don't know, it just seems like they're kind of lacking that luster that they kind of had. Obviously, I think they did a remastered version of The Last of Us, the first game. I'm pretty sure. Not too many years ago, where they tried to update the graphics and make it look a little better and, somewhat close to the second game, which is awesome. I think that'd be a great way to dive into it if you've never played it before. Maybe there's something, I guess there's something probably nostalgic about the lesser graphics. I mean, I have that same feeling with Nintendo 64 games and Super Nintendo games and original Nintendo games. Like, there's something very childlike, childhood nostalgic about it that I kind of dig. I really do. And sometimes the game actually like benefits when the graphics aren't super hyper realistic. But very interesting. I think the storyline, the plot is just naturally going to be emotional as heck. It's going to be brutally emotional. Father-daughter bond, you're in a terrible situation. You're trying to protect each other. You're doing the best you can. There's going to be moments in there where, you think the other person got bit. You think the other person's dying. It's going to be hyper emotional. And it looks like, honestly, the eye movements at the beginning when this part. So like right
It'll be worth it.
Here.
Okay.
I'm watching Joel's eyes and they're just perfect. That's got to be motion capture because there's no way somebody animated that just blindly, right? I feel like it's got to be motion capture, like little electrodes on the eyelids because his eyes flutter. They look around. It's very realistic. It's hyper realistic. He looks at her, looks down, looks at her, blinks, furls his brow a little bit. Like that was very super realistic.
It'll be worth it.
Okay.
Isn't that crazy? That is crazy. That kind of reminds me of Rockstar had that technology and they implemented it with, what was it? LA Noire back in like 2013, 14, somewhere around there. Maybe earlier than that. I can't remember exactly. But the beauty of that game was you were supposed to read people's facial expressions as you were interviewing them, as you were investigating a crime. And their facial expressions, where their eyes look, would give them away. Or it should present some doubt as to what they're telling you, because they'll tell you something, but they'll be looking off in other directions. Maybe their lip will flare a little bit. They'll like squint a little bit more than usual, and maybe their blinking increases. Like it was super realistic, the facial movements. And that was the whole point of the game, basically. Just showing off that technology, having to read people. And honestly, it kind of reminds me of that, although this is like really good. Really good. Anyway. Oh, I forgot to say this. A link down below in the video description when this gets posted to YouTube. For the original video, go throw it some much-deserved love. Okay, let's pull up some information on the first game. Shall we? The Last of Us, action-adventure video game series and media franchise created by Naughty Dog, published by Sony. Post-apocalyptic United States ravaged by cannibalistic humans, infected by mutated fungus in the genus Cordyceps, I think. Follows several survivors, including Joel, a smuggler, who lost his daughter during the outbreak, Ellie, a young girl who is immune to the infection, and Abby, a soldier who becomes involved in the conflict between her militia and a religious cult. Game uses third-person perspective. That means you can see the whole character on the screen, in which the player fights against hostile humans and cannibalistic creatures with firearms, improvised weapons, and stealth. It was available on the PlayStation 3, 4, and 5, respectively. So the first release was in 2013, and they did do a remastered in 2024. So, okay. Oh, they did a remaster of the second one? Remastered version of the game, titled The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered. Did they do the first one as well? Never played the game, but I did watch the show. It's cool to actually get to see the game version. Yeah, absolutely. What's interesting is, if you didn't play the games and you just watched the show, I'm assuming it's very good and you obviously new to the story. But if you played the games, then watched the show, is it kind of like reading the book and then watching the movie where you're like a little more critical than you would usually be? And you don't have that surprise factor as much because you've actually seen the story basically. Oh, they remade the first one in 2022. Okay. Gotcha. Okay, so they did remake the 2013 version. Update the graphics, whatnot. Okay, that's good. Game development began in 2009. Wow. It started in 2009 and it came out in 2013. That was quite the development period. Game's development began after the release of Naughty Dog's previous game, Uncharted 2: Among Thieves, which is a great series. Never played it, but I've heard very good things about it. Studio split into two teams for the first time, with one developing The Last of Us and the other developing Uncharted 3, so the sequel of that. Troy Baker and Ashley Johnson portrayed Joel and Ellie through voice acting and motion capture. Joel and Ellie's relationship became the focus of the development, with all other elements crafted around it. Critical acclaim for its narrative, gameplay, visuals, sound design, score, characterization, depiction of violence, and portrayal of female characters became one of the best-selling video games, selling over 1.3 million copies in its first week. 17 million copies sold by April 2018. Wow. Game of the Year awards from several gaming publications and award ceremonies, considered one of the most significant 7th-generation console games and among the best video games. Very cool. In 2013, an outbreak of a mutant cordyceps fungus spread through bites and airborne spores. Oh gosh, airborne spores is terrifying. That is very terrifying. That ravaged the U.S., transforming its human hosts into aggressive creatures. In the suburbs of Austin, Texas, Joel flees the chaos with his brother Tommy and daughter Sarah. As they flee, Sarah is shot by a soldier and dies in Joel's arms. Well, that is a tragic way to begin. Oh my gosh. Jeez. 20 years later, civilization has been destroyed by the infection. Could you imagine surviving 20 years of that? That's a feat in itself. Surviving 20 years after that starts. Because as soon as that kicks off, people are going to flip. People are going to go insane. Electricity is going to be hard to come by, if at all. It's just going to be really bad. Modern, plumbing and stuff like that, gone. Food delivery, gone. Internet, gone. Like, all of that is going away. That sounds like a nightmare scenario. It really does. It's pretty amazing, isn't it? I used to want to go into video games. I took quite a few courses of 3D animation, 2D animation, 3D design as well in high school. So for some reason in high school, one of the technology teachers wanted to start this video game development section, this curriculum. And I was a part of some of the first, I think the first for the 3D object design class. And I was like, oh, this would be great. I love video games. I could go into video games. And this is like a head start into college and university and, going through that. And there was a university locally that had like a direct tie to electronic arts. So basically, you would get the degree, and then you would be interning your senior year at electronic arts. So I was like, oh, this is perfect. That's like a direct right into a job kind of thing. And then I moved. And then those dreams went, bye-bye. It's kind of weird how life works out like that. But originally, that was my plan. It did not come to fruition, unfortunately. I think it would be good. I think it would have been great. We got Joel here, character in the video game series The Last of Us by Naughty Dog, portrayed by Troy Baker through performance capture in the games, and by Pedro Pascal, of course, in the television series. In the first game, Joel serves as the main protagonist and is tasked with escorting the young Ellie across post-apocalyptic U.S., attempt to create a potential cure for the infection. Joel was created by Neil Druckmann, the creative director and writer of The Last of Us. The character's casting was extensive, as his relationship with Ellie was imperative to the game. It was a central focus of the first game's development, with all other elements developed around it. Baker inspired aspects of Joel's personality, making the character more emotional than initially pitched. Druckmann wanted players, especially parents, to relate to Joel through his bonding with Ellie. He considered the character morally complex. For part 2, Druckmann felt that Joel's character arc was complete. The character has been well received by the critics, including his chemistry with Ellie, and the likability and complexity of the character. Baker's performance in both games has been highly praised and received numerous awards and nominations. There was the art design team kind of crafting the character. So he really wanted players, specifically parents, to relate to Joel's character and his bonding with Ellie. Interesting. That's probably the first time I've heard of video game designers actively thinking of parents. Usually you're aiming it at kids, right? Who assumingly don't have parents. But then again, we're starting to get older folks, including myself, including myself in there, that are playing video games well into their 30s and 40s and 50s because they grew up with games at home. So as we get older, obviously new generations are going to get introduced, but we're starting to get older and older generations that are still playing video games because, the original Nintendo, the NES, came out in the 90s, late 80s, somewhere around there. So yeah, it's kind of interesting how the game industry might actually start tailoring things to older generations, which is interesting. Haven't actually thought of that before. But yeah, it makes sense, right? You have a whole audience there ready to buy, and they probably have a little bit of extra money, right? But you'll still get the stuff that's geared towards, kids and whatnot. Baker read a phrase on the character sheet that said Joel had few moral lines left to cross, which became the anchor point to the character for him. Baker found great difficulty in filming the game's prologue, which features scenes with Joel and his daughter Sarah, portrayed by Hannah Hayes. Upon later viewing of the first day of footage from the scene, Druckmann felt it could still be improved. When filming the scene again, Druckmann explained to Baker how to perform it and felt that it was the best take upon doing so. Though Baker initially found the take too mechanical, he retroactively realized that he had been trying to impress audiences by his acting and that it was not what the scene needed. So he was trying to show off his acting chops, basically. Whereas this character is just supposed to be, normal. Normal person, right? Trying to do some extraordinary things. We got Ellie, of course, 14-year-old, who's immune to the fungal, I guess. While players briefly assume control of Ellie in the first game, the artificial intelligence primarily controls her actions. Throughout the first game's development, the relationship between Ellie and Joel was the focus. Johnson inspired aspects of Ellie's personality, prompting Druckmann to make her more active in fighting enemies. Following comparisons to the likeness of Canadian actor Elliot Page, Naughty Dog redesigned Ellie's appearance to better reflect Johnson's personality and make her younger. Oh, that's interesting. People are like, oh, it's too close to this actor. Let's change it. Let's change it a little. Character has been well received by critics. Strength and complexity of her character and its subversion of the damsel in distress stereotype has also been commended. Scene in which Ellie and Riley kiss in Left Behind. What is Left Behind? Is that like one of the missions, or is... I don't know exactly. Drew social commentary and was commended as a leap for LGBT representation in video games. Johnson's performance in Part 2 was praised for her depiction of vulnerability and suffering. Yikes. Okay, I think this one's about Part 2, so let's jump into the Part 2, and then we will go from there. The Last of Us 2, Come As You Are. This has got to be... Is this Nirvana? Or a cover? No, Come As You Are, Blackwall. Oh, it's a cover. Okay. Come As You Are, The Last of Us Part 2. Based on the thumbnail, it's about to get a little emotional. Just a heads up on that.
I want what you want. But not at any cost.
Wow. Right off the bat, the graphics are wildly different.
Tell me what happened here.
This is our future. Think of all the lives we'll save.
What do you do?
I saved her. I know you wish things were different. I wish things were different.
Don't you fucking touch me!
But they ain't.
Joel, please get up! No! Ellie?
Oh, boy.
I haven't always done the right thing.
You're a piece of shit, Abby.
You always have been.
I'm gonna find, and I'm gonna kill every last one of them.
You have no idea what you're walking into.
You can't stop this.
Whoa. 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 First off, Joel is definitely dead. That's brutal. That's a crazy way to start the second game. And wow. This it almost felt like the first one was very taking on these like new mutants maybe, and then this one seems very like against humans, like other survivors. I don't know if that's even remotely accurate, but it kind of seems that way. Oh. Dang.
You killed my friends.
Get it down! You're gonna fucking die!
Oh my gosh. Whoa. Whoa. That is brutal. One word for this entire video / game apparently is brutal. I get it. I get it. Joel was murdered, literally, in front of her. So she is literally on a one-person rampage through everybody involved. Oh my gosh.
No! What the fuck?
She had nothing to do with it. He's not a part of this. You made him a part of this. Abby!
What are you scared of?
Being by myself. I'm scared of ending up alone.
Oh my. That was... Oh my gosh. Well, that's one way to end up alone. Just get rid of everybody else. Oh, wow. That looks... I'm not going to lie. As a video game, that looks pretty amazing. It's not surprising it won a ton of awards and was praised. Like, that is crazy. Oh, my gosh. It kind of reminds me of Red Dead a little bit. Obviously not cowboy themed, but it reminds me of just a beautifully well done, well thought out, well planned narrative. And it just kind of moves you. It's a video game, but it's very narrative driven, and it feels like a book. It feels like you're watching a movie. Like, the world is there. It is created. The characters, they have, arcs and whatnot. It's not just Call of Duty where you join and you're just playing against random people in multiplayer. It's very well thought out. It's a totally different experience. And I personally really enjoy video games that has that narrative where it does feel like you're watching a movie. Maybe it has some cutscenes, hopefully not the entire game is a cutscene, but it has enough cutscenes where it makes you more invested. You're more invested. You're really entrenched in it. That feels like a kind of game that you would get super entrenched in. Like you just forget everything else. The world is on pause. We're in this world. Like that is really, really fun looking. I haven't had a PlayStation since the PlayStation 2, but honestly, just watching that makes me want to buy a PlayStation just to play it. Pretty much. I think my next system will be a PlayStation. I have an Xbox currently, but I don't know. I think I missed out on quite a few good titles, including the Spider-Man series and whatnot. What's going on? Welcome in. Yeah, that was brutal. Absolutely brutal. Last of Us 2. Whoa. Link down below in the YouTube video description for the original video. Go throw out some much deserved love when this gets posted to YouTube. As of now, it's on Discord. All right, let's pull up some information on The Last of Us 2. Yeah, I'm kind of bummed I never got to play those games. I heard about it, obviously. But, yeah, I haven't had a PlayStation since, 2005? I'm aging myself. 2005. Good grief. And I think they're already coming out with next generation, right? We're moving on from PlayStation 5. Last of Us 2 made me cry. Yes. I've heard that a lot. Like very emotional. Just that video alone was brutal. Brutal. Like the killing of Joel, right, off the bat is insane. We read previously, I think it was on this one, where I think Druckmann said the character arc was pretty much done. Felt that the character arc was complete after the original and his death was a core part of the game's development. Interesting. That's a decision. I mean, that is a controversial decision, doing that. Pretty amazing. They're working on something else right now? Okay. Nice. They released the PS Portal to buy more time. That makes sense. It really does. I mean, gosh, I'm so far behind. I still have the Xbox One, the 1S or whatever. So I'm about to be, 2 generations behind? Crazy. But that's a controversial decision to kill Joel. Like, especially the protagonist of the first game. But honestly, it kind of makes sense. I mean, we've seen it before, right? Red Dead Redemption, John Marston at the end. Red Dead Redemption 2, Arthur Morgan at the end. Like, we've seen protagonists actually die in games. So, man, that's quite the experience. Especially if you become so, attached to these characters, as we did with Arthur Morgan, as we did with John Marston. It hurts. It legitimately hurts. It's crazy how much that hurts. I remember I just watched it was a nice little edit on Instagram Reel of Arthur Morgan's kind of story. And then, of course, it ends with him on the hill overlooking the sunset. And I was like, man, that game hit hard. Like, I was sad, like legitimately sad that game ended and what happened to Arthur. Like, that's crazy. So I'm assuming with that Joel moment, that probably got a lot of people teary-eyed. Makes sense, though, because the last handheld they had was a PSP. True, the PSP, wow. I never owned one of those, but I saw them. I actually played with one once, and it was so cool. Such an experience. Because you're so used to consoles specifically, playing on a TV or playing on a computer monitor or something like that. It's big. It's in your space. You're kind of far away from it. But to have your game in your hand, yes, I know Game Boy exists. Yes, I know the Sega Genesis. All that stuff exists. But I don't know. It's seeing it in HD and full quality, like it just looks incredible. It really does. And to be able to take that on a plane or car ride or whatever. I remember taking my Game Boy Color on road trips with my parents, and it was incredible. It was like taking your TV with you. It was phenomenal. Made the whole thing go by so much faster. It even hurts with certain side characters. Very true. Very true. Yeah. Dang. Yeah, video games, I like how they got more movie-based. You know, they add the narrative. They really turn up the drama. I really like that. And it's not surprising. I remember being younger, and they hadn't quite passed Hollywood in yearly income or yearly profit, but they were heading that way fast. And I just remember thinking, like, there's no chance that they don't completely double what Hollywood brings in. Like, there's no chance. I was like, number one, they're getting so good. The graphics are amazing. And this was back in, like, 2008. The graphics are getting great. They're getting more, like, story-driven. It's like playing a movie, but you actually get part in it. It's the best of both worlds, right? You have the story, you have the drama, you have the emotion, and you can also control it. So it's like you're the director, basically. You can just go, hey, go over there and, hide, or go over there and take them out, or whatever. And it's just phenomenal. I'm not sure if it's me or what, but it also feels like some games now are too short. That's a good... Possibly, yeah. I've been feeling that way about music for the longest time. I'm like, this music is made for social media. It's like 2 minutes long at max. But yeah, maybe it is. I haven't played a lot of newer games because, well, I have an old Xbox. I'm surprised it's still working, actually. It's pretty phenomenal that it's still working. But, yeah, I could see that. I could absolutely see that. Last of Us, Joel and Ellie return in stunning new release coming next year. Last of Us' future is fair to say uncertain. While a third season of HBO's TV adaptation is definitely on the way, franchise creator Neil Druckmann cannot seemingly decide whether creating a third game is the right move. If you ask me, it's a must. I'm not sure I agree with those who feel that the story is complete by the end of The Last of Us Part 2. Feels like a third and final chapter awaits us. I think what he's struggling with is, okay, so she survived, is doing her thing. Who's the big bad in the third one? Because I'm assuming you got to have something. It can't just be pure survival. Although that would be kind of interesting too. Like, what is the objective of the third one? I'm not sure I agree with those who feel the story's complete. It's why I'm of the opinion that The Last of Us Part 3 is a matter of when, not if. Let's face it, though, nothing is going to be unveiled while Naughty Dog is busy beavering away on Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet. Never even heard of that. That title lacks a release date, although many predict it could be as soon as 2026, based on the fact that Naughty Dog has steered away from announcing games too many years in advance. Rockstar. GTA 6 coming soon, I think. Some will say over 100 hours of gameplay, then you'll 100% game in like half that. Yeah, very true. And then, of course, there's those games where the main storyline is, I don't even know, like 7 hours, 8 hours. It's not enough. It's not enough. As the name suggests, the figure features Joel walking alongside Ellie, who's sitting atop Callus amidst the first game. Oh, The Last of Us, Joel and Ellie on horseback, premium statue. Judging by the clothing, it looks to me as if the scene has been lifted from the university portion of The Last of Us Part 1. It's a stunning collectible with a great attention to detail. That's pretty cool. Are you ready for the price? The statue will set you back a whopping $350 US. Oh my gosh. Oh, wow. You have got to be a fan, mega fan, to sink that amount of money in that. That's unbelievable. $350 for a 13-inch. I mean, that's pretty cool. I will say it does look nice. It's limited to 1,000 units. Estimated ship date is between March and May. Interesting. There's got to be a third one. No way are they going to leave it at 2. No chance. The Last of Us and the power of video games. Before playing The Last of Us, I had never thought that a video game could be a work of art. It's by Peter Siegel off The Atlantic.
I'm Carla Lally, cookbook author and snack enthusiast. Do you
and be Joel again? By now he was a smuggler. Over audio.com. This article contains spoilers through season 1 of The Last of Us.
So save me my voice.
In the final episode of season 1 of The Last of Us, the most emotionally wrenching zombie apocalypse TV show.
What's going on, Elsie? Just the Last of Us videos?
Show ever made. A loner named Joel stalks through a hospital, his face as emotionless as the Terminator's, killing everyone in his way. He is trying to save a young woman named Ellie, who holds the secret to curing the zombie plague.
Boy, these AI voices are getting better, aren't they? That literally just sounds like an audiobook. That's crazy. It really is. I remember when all the computer voices were they were robots and they sounded like this, and it was just very obvious and terrible. It's kind of nuts. Easy mode is actually for adults. I mean, yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. It's for when you get home from work and you want to play a game, but you don't want to struggle. You're like, I struggled enough all day. Give me easy mode. Let's see if we can get some comments here about the game. Of course, it's an article. It's a feature article, so it has a bunch of like nonsense in the first third of it. Set the scene. Let's see. Interactive mechanics. How do we put certain interactive elements on the stick, meaning literally in the hands of the player? How do we use that dimension? People that actually have kids know immediately you would do anything for this other person. How do we make the player feel that? He pointed to a moment midway through the game when Joel and Ellie are exploring an abandoned hotel. Joel falls down an elevator shaft and then has to fight his way from the basement back to Ellie. It's the first time in the game that the two are separated. You feel Ellie not being around you, and you miss her. I remember that moment vividly. The vertiginous, wow, what a word, vertiginous feeling of not just falling, I'll never use that word again, but falling away from Ellie, whom by then I had saved from death many times. And I felt panic, anxiety, because she was alone in a world filled with predators, and I had to get back to her. I have never been angrier or more impressed at being so profoundly and successfully manipulated. Now that's funny. At the center of the problem is the protagonist, the human-shaped frame intentionally left empty so that you, the player, can fill it. For example, somebody said here, when they adapted Halo, they had a complication. They had a hero whose face you never saw and whose voice you never heard. Then you've got to invent somebody, and you've got to think, what is his face? And what does he sound like? And what does he want? And what does he say? Halo ran for 2 seasons on Paramount Plus before being canceled. I remember a lot of people hating that show because it showed his face and just as a human, basically. It really kind of took a different direction from the games, and a lot of people, from a lot of the online comments I read, people were not enjoying it. Some people did, which is good, but the action, I think, was okay. I tried to look at some of it. I think the action was pretty cool. But yeah, the whole face thing, and then Master Chief had a literal nude scene, and I think that's when most people flipped out. Like, all of a sudden, here's Master Chief's rear end on the screen, and you're just like, what is happening? What is this? Who made this? Oh my gosh. Last of Us posed the reverse challenge, one of abundance. Joel and Ellie aren't faceless and voiceless human suits for the player to wear, but fully fleshed out, living people, played via motion capture by the actors. As players first inhabit Joel, then Ellie, then Joel again, they follow a linear trajectory designed to create meaning not only on the screen but also in them. The interaction goes both ways as the players steer the game and the game steers them. The result is an experience of fear, anxiety, relief, rage, and finally Druckmann's carefully engineered final state. Unconditional, if murderous love. But the viewers of a TV show can't fall down a shaft and be separated from a character just so they will miss her, let alone hold the character's choices in their own hands. All of a TV show can do is show other people making those choices and hope the audience follows along. I think that, like I said before, that is the main point that keeps me coming back to video games over movies as a better medium, because you are actually in it. You are in it, you are controlling it, you are a part of it. A movie is very passive. You're sitting there in a theater or at home. You're watching a big screen or a small screen if it's on your phone. You're watching events unfold in front of you. With a video game, yes, you are doing that during cutscenes, but you're also controlling the action. You're in the scene. It's just totally different. And I never quite understood people that really don't like video games. Maybe they do like to be more passive in consuming their content, but I don't know. There's something special about being a part of it, controlling the character, having things happen to you in the story. Like, it's very, I don't know if you've ever been to one of those movie theaters where it's like 4D, where like the chair moves, or, you know, they shoot like air on you or water on you or whatever. I went to Universal Studios once and I went to Shrek 4D, and they had like puffs of air if there was like an air scene or wind scene, or I think it was a moment when Shrek went into the water or swamp or whatever, and then all of a sudden I got spritzed with like water. I was just like, oh. And then the chair would shake and all that stuff, and there was smoke and whatnot. It was very interesting. It felt more closely tied to a video game than a movie, because you're actually like part of it. They were trying to get you immersed in it. It's a difference between describing what gravity feels like and throwing somebody off a cliff. That is a crazy visual. That is a crazy, crazy visual. Principal characters can be less admirable. As played by Bella Ramsey, Ellie seems older than the Wayfish game character, with a reckless temper and a willingness to deceive. Pascal's Joel is more emotionally reserved and wary than Troy Baker's, and at the same time more callous and seething with anger. In the show, someone says that Joel is the only thing in the desolate waste that scares another smuggler, and you believe it. In the game, Druckmann told me he insisted that the player would only see what the protagonist sees, so they'd have the same reaction to whatever lurked around the next corner. The TV show, though, delves into other storylines, most famously in the episode Long, Long Time. Early on in the game, Joel and Ellie pick up supplies and a vehicle from Bill, a loner in a fortified small town. Bill mentions that his partner, Frank, has left. From the scrap of backstory, the show spins out a love story between the deeply closeted survivalist Bill, Nick Offerman, and Frank, Murray Bartlett, to pause the zombie fighting and dwell on a long-term romance was a remarkable gamble. If the elevator shaft sequence in the game is impossible to replicate on TV, this episode's slow conjuring of grace in the midst of ruin would be impossible in a game. Interesting. Very, very interesting. What's up, Dia? Welcome in. Welcome in, welcome in. All right, let's move on to the next one. That was quite the look at The Last of Us, Part 1 and Part 2. Video game. I would say, yeah, that's one of the games that I have not played, I've heard of, and that would be one of the reasons why I get a PlayStation, honestly. That and the Spider-Man franchise, I think, were two games that I'm like, I wish I could play this. Like, it seems like one of those games where I'm like, oh, it just looks so good. Even the 2013, even the bad graphics one, I would totally be into that right now, 2026. So I think, yeah, maybe I'll get a PlayStation. If it's backwards compatible. I guess they just did the remasters, so I could play that. But yeah, that's pulling me in the PlayStation direction. I think the days of the Xbox are passing. All right, let's move into the next one. It is Legend of the Female General. This is a C-drama. He and Zhao, or Yan and Zhu. All right, let's jump into this. There's some music attached to it. Let's see if we need closed captioning. That would be a good thing to look at. Okay, yeah, I do. It's always good to check that beforehand. All right, here we go. Legend of the Female General. Spider-Man games are honestly one of my fave games. They just look so good. Oh my gosh, the last Spider-Man game I played was Spider-Man 2 on the PlayStation 2, and it was great. It was narrated by Bruce Campbell, which was super cool. And I just remember the swinging around the buildings. I was like, this is so fun. I would do this for hours. Just swing around, not doing a thing. Literally not helping anybody, not being a good Spider-Man. Just swinging around buildings. And then I saw the newest rendition of that, and I'm like, they nailed it. It looks so good. So good. Oh my gosh, swinging is fun, exactly. Yeah, it looks so good in those new games that I would just mindlessly swing around the city for probably hours at a time. Oh, I need it. I need it. Those are the two games. Last of Us and Spider-Man, I think will make me get a PlayStation.
像你这样的女子，要进夜中为当一名新兵，我不信你没有内情。终有一日，你的秘密会被揭开。
我想要做的，只是要证明我自己。我曾与你和气相死，瞎了一双眼睛。现在想想，过去的我，何尝不是困兽犹斗？漫长的日子以来，就像是我在黑夜里独自前行。
你我总是有很相似的经历。你的痛苦，我都感同身受。
疼痛时时刻刻提醒着我，此仇非报不可。我会离开叶卓伟，但那是因为我要去做我必须要做的事。
只是这样吧。 不是因为某个人吗？
这世间之事瞬息万变，没有谁能永远留在谁身边。
哇哦！
我也曾有过不甘愿的时候，我了解，无人可依。谁越是我越相信。所以当我每每看到你一个人，我总会想到我自己。你到底是谁？是何家大小姐何燕？
又是谁？这副冰冷的面具扼杀了我，却也成就了我。
虽然你已察觉到何燕的身份，为何还是按兵不动？
我们要做的就是当面让他露出破绽，看他什么时候能露出狐狸尾。这路青狼剑法，除了萧家人，只有一个人知道。
你都知道了，是我瞒了你。上辈子我遮遮掩掩，只有月亮见过我的真容。我是曾经的何如飞，我本名何燕。
我早该知道，你就是你，何燕。无论前方有多少风云诡谲，我都会相信和你一起冲破阴霾。
These battle scenes are so beautiful. I just have to bring this up. Like, wow. The choreography, the scenes, the sets are just stunning. Stunning.
没有人发现我的存在，更没有人在乎我的悲喜。没有人欢呼，也没有人道歉。快乐或者悲伤，开始或者结束，都是我一个人的故事。直到有一天，有人发现了我。
Oh. That's what we're all looking for. Someone to see us. Oh, that's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful edit. Great song choice. I don't know what song that was, but it was great. It was... Oh, I've heard her. I've heard her sing before. What was it called? Exothermic or something like that. Unethical. Interesting song. Link down below in the YouTube video description when this gets posted to YouTube for the original video. Go throw out some much-deserved love. Excellent edit. What a stunning production. Good grief. I'm always amazed at just how beautiful a lot of these C-dramas are. Whether it's the costuming, whether it's the sets, whether it's the lighting. It is impressive. Very impressive. Now, one thing I will note is that sometimes I'll see these and I'll see the songs and everything like that, and then I'll actually see like a scene from the show and it'll be completely different. Like I can't remember which one it was, but the edit was so like dramatic and beautiful and whatnot. And then I saw a scene of the show and it was very like goofy and like not at all dramatic in any sense of the word. So it was very strange. It was almost like, you know, the rug getting pulled out from under me. I was like, wait, I thought it was this. You're telling me it's that? What? It's very difficult. It's very difficult. Let's go ahead and jump into some information here. Kind of add some context. What is this? What's going on? What's happening? Is it a love story? Yeah, I believe. Yes, I believe it is. Legend of the Female General. 2025, so it just came out. Produced by Tencent Video. International versions also available on IQIYI and Netflix. To secure the family title. Okay, here we go. Actually, yeah, we'll do the reviews there. To secure the family title, Yan, the eldest daughter, was forced to disguise herself as Rufy, the only son of the family. Wait a minute. What in the Mulan is happening? What in the Mulan? The only son of the family who has a health problem. When she was young, she met Zhu, who later became General Feng Yun, at the school as his classmate. In an effort to create her own path, she joined the battlefield. Years later, she was appointed to be general. But her brother suddenly returned to take his identity back and forced Yan to step down back to an ordinary woman. Well, okay, let's not insult her. Ordinary woman. Her history is anything but ordinary. After Yan won over the death that was given by her own family, she disguised herself again as a man with her real name and enlisted, determined to reclaim what was hers and defend the country alongside Zhu, who is gradually finding her truth. They both eventually team up to tackle cases and battles, including finding the truth behind the Xiao family's tragedy, also giving warmth to each other along the journey. Warmth? Giving warmth to each other? What does that mean? Is that what we're calling it? And becoming the only family for one another. That's beautiful. That's interesting. It's very reminds me of the Lord of the Rings when that Rohan, King of Rohan's daughter, dressed up as a guy and went into battle. Very interesting. Forced to disguise herself with a mask. Once she received the title, her brother suddenly came back to steal the identity back. After surviving death, she attempts to avenge by joining the military with her real name under a male identity. Very interesting. 36 episodes. Came out last August. Here's some reviews. We'll try to find, as we usually do on MDL, we try to find one that's like over the top, one that's middle of the road, and then one that's like highly negative. Just kind of get a good cross-section of overall opinions and whatnot. Let's look at the details first. First, 22,000 ratings. It has an 8.6, so overwhelmingly positive. Oh my gosh. All right. 8.5. Let's try to find a high one. I guess we might start with middle of the road. Come on now. Where's a 10? Nobody gave a 10? Come on. No way. Well, I guess we'll go with 8.5 as the high point. All right. I hope that in this world there is someone who will come just for me. Oh, that's sweet. Highly anticipated drama for 2025 based on the novel Rebirth of a Star General. One of the things I like most about this drama are the action scenes, which is literally what I mentioned as I was watching that, which are so well executed. Most of the time as they wield their swords, whips, and spears, I was glued to the screen. Story's main themes is the romance between them, of course. Military aspect is also dealt with, of course. Military exploits, espionage activities are complemented by the excellent fight scenes. Overall, the drama pacing is good. Each arc is given time and space to develop, except maybe for the last arc. As for the ending, it gives a good wrap-up for most of the characters. Let's see if we can get a Final verdict. If you like military dramas with great fight scenes and romance and a kick butt female lead who succeeded in a male-dominated world, then I would recommend this. Despite some parts that could have been better, it's still a good watch for me. All right, let's look for one that's middle of the road. 6.5 is pretty good. Or should we do a general without her legend? Yeah, we'll do 6.5. Script writers for this show need to write a 10,000-word apology essay for butchering such a high-budget, highly anticipated drama. Wow. Absurd. Absolutely no excuse for this for this poor of a script. Yes, for this poor of a script when the source material is right there for you to pull from. Okay, yeah, I get that criticism in that if you have the source material in front of you, you shouldn't really butcher it. Like, you should be perfect, no matter what constraints and editing they do after. I have to say that the title of this drama is horrifyingly misleading, or horrifically misleading. When you think of a drama called Legend of the Female General, your first thoughts are probably of the female lead drama and her journey and heroic rise to becoming a female general. Yes, that is what pops into my mind. It's the Legend of the Female General, like she's the first, or she's the best, or, and kind of you see the origin story, the rise, you get there. Maybe something tragic happens, who knows? But yeah, that's kind of what you assume when you hear that title. This drama is not that. Instead, what we got was a bland, extremely watered-down version of what the trailer promoted. It's like ordering a sandwich and receiving a half-toasted slice of bread instead. They've completely cut out what should have been the core and bulk of the show, her journey to being a general, which, yeah, I would assume. They have provided no context and almost no background for her past life as a general, and instead, the audience is just supposed to go with the flow and accept that she's a well-revered general despite having received nothing to support the fact. No issues with the female lead, who has a personality. She is also clearly overwhelmingly feminine for someone who has supposedly been living as a man and among fellow soldiers for most of her life. Oh, that's interesting. That's an interesting point. Like, you are undercover, basically. So you have to, like, blend in and whatnot. I think the scriptwriters and directors of the show aim for this to be more of a romance right from the start, and as such, it was terribly disappointing for most of us who were expecting more. One scene that really stood out to me and really highlighted how absolutely romance-based and ridiculous this show was when they were in the middle of the battle and the female lead thought the male lead had died, so she went crying out to find him, and then she let go of her sword completely. In the middle of all caps, in the middle of the battlefield where people are still fighting for their lives. And then after she finds him, they have a touching moment with soft words in the midst of a battlefield. You know what I'm picturing right now? I'm picturing Lord of the Rings or any sort of like great battle scenes. Or like Saving Private Ryan when they're storming the Normandy beach and all of a sudden you just drop your gun and you go over to your buddy who was shot and you just start, wailing and having a soft moment as literal bullets whiz by. Truly, the only thing that pulled me through 36 episodes was the chemistry between the two leads. However, I don't think this is a terrible drama. It's just disappointing. Okay. Well, they obviously had high expectations of, maybe they read the book. I don't know. They didn't actually say, but perfectly serviceable as a romance drama, which I guess I would assume that's what it is going into it, based on this. Okay, so that's kind of a middle of the road, I suppose. 6.5. What happened to the last 3 episodes? They went for the clever title. Legend of My Undying Patience. That's funny. That's funny. Beautiful couple. Bad production. What do they mean, bad production? Couple's not enough. I don't know if they prioritize, blah, blah, blah. Additional drama was not necessary. Production was not that great. Villains are not convincing. All right. Let's get to... I love how it's only showing me, like, bad reviews. Come on now. 10 out of 10. There you go. What impressed me most is how natural the relationship between the leads feel. Their chemistry is built on trust and mutual respect without anything exaggerated or forced. Every scene between them flows effortlessly, and you can really believe in their bond. Fight scenes are another highlight. They're well choreographed, with movements that look fluid and convincing from both sides, adding to the authenticity of the story. And of course, Xiao's cold, piercing gaze is unforgettable. Overall, this drama has just the right mix of action, romance, emotional depth, strong characters, believable chemistry, and battles that actually look real. Legend of the Female General is definitely worth watching. There you go. There's a 10 out of 10. Okay, so we got a good mix. Pretty good mix there. I would say overall, lean towards the higher reviews because it is a high-reviewed show. 8.6 out of 22,000. That's incredible. China's rising superstar Zhao Yi headlines the much-heralded Legend of the Female General in, I don't even know how to say this, in this streaming platform's new starry historical series. There is so much other nonsense on this website. Drama started its broadcast this week. Since its premiere, the series has drawn viewers with finely tuned pacing, layered character arcs, and set pieces that flow between taut action and tender intimacy. Centers on a dual protagonist redemption arc that weaves disguise, rebirth, and loyalty into a cinematic narrative. At the height of her glory, she was betrayed, poisoned, blind, hunted down, and driven off a cliff. Oh my gosh. That is a brutal set of experiences. She survives. Wow. I wouldn't. I'd be like, you know what? After that, I'm good. I'm good. She survives, regains her sight, and returns under a new identity. Again, disguising herself as a man to rejoin the ranks, vowing to reclaim what was hers. Crosses paths with the reserved commander. Their rapport shifts from wary tests to shoulder-to-shoulder trust as battles harden their resolve and draw them closer from a crackling hot spring duel to the... Crackling hot spring duel, huh? To the quiet intimacy of a lantern festival scene. Early episodes hit fast and hard. The cliff fall, the taming of a wild stallion, a life or death standoff against wolves, a narrow escape from identity exposure. The hot spring sequence bristles with kinetic energy, while the river lantern chapter layers fingertip brushes and wind-shielding gestures for restrained romantic heat. I don't know why this picture's here. That is probably not the show with a smartphone. That's got to be an ad. Let's see. His now viral one-arm lift has already earned him the affectionate dad-type boyfriend nickname among fans. We got to come up with a better title than that. Dad-type boyfriend? That does not roll off the tongue. We got to shop a better name for that. Age of 27, now a rising superstar in the C-drama movie world, best known for her roles in the films Better Days 2019, Moments We Shared 2024, Word of Honor 2021, definitely reacted to a little bit of that, Back from the Brink 2023, Scent of Time, Love Me, Love My Voice. Interesting. And Everyone Loves Me. Born in China in 98. She was 5, moved. Starred in her first film work in 2017, Beyond Belief, which was released in 2019. Nominated for an award for the Most Promising Actress. Wow. So she is definitely on the rise. Review Legend of the Female General. There we go. I was like, where's the text? Took a second. Short verdict. Whether or not the show could work for you really depends on your expectations. If you're looking for realism and logic, the show probably isn't for you. Well, I mean, who's looking for that? Who's looking for that in a show like this? Because show fundamentally expects you to be able to suspend disbelief, because in no world does Yi look like a tough female man. In no world does Yi look like a tough fighter male general. I mean, that's very true. You got to have the mask. But even with the mask, it's very obvious. However, if you roll with these logic stretches, if you enjoy stories about strong female characters, if you like Chang Lei's scowling, smoldering intensity, then this one could quite... Okay, come on now. Quite be enjoyable for you. Me, I was in it for Chang Lei's simmering smolder. Hey, whatever gets you to watch, right? Whatever gets you to watch. And whatever you enjoy. The long verdict, I'll be the first to admit that the show is far from perfect. In fact, if you set your mind to it, I'm sure you'd be able to come up with a litany of complaints, as some of those reviews that we went over literally did. As you likely know by now, though, I'm all but adjusting one's lens and managing one's expectations. I agree. I am very firmly in that camp. I think we can be a little hypercritical on entertainment, which is supposed to be entertaining, right? It's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be interesting. It's supposed to make you think. It's supposed to make you sad. It's supposed to make you happy. Like, it's just a exercise in escapism and, I don't know, emotion manipulation. Like, it's meant to be enjoyed in whatever way that is. And I probably am a little, well, I try not to be. I really do. I try to go into everything neutral as best as I can. Some things kind of rub me the wrong way, but overall, I'd say I try to be neutral. Sometimes that's all that's needed to take a show from meh to fun. At least in my experience, yes. I would say I try to watch all the movies that people say are terrible, just so I can see if I can find anything enjoyable about them. I don't know. Maybe I'm an eternal optimist. Like, I watched Geely, which is commonly referred to as the worst movie of all time. And I thought it was a little funny. I thought it had its moments. I didn't think it was bad, but I don't think it was the worst. I'm sure there's worse out there. I just haven't seen it yet. And you know, after adjusting my viewing lens for this particular show, I ended up enjoying it quite well. This, when I'd been actively trying not to take on another period C drama, because I've just watched several in a row, that's not half bad, yes? That's funny. That's really funny. Managing expectations, the viewing lens. Okay, this is big. Here's some things to keep in mind to maximize your enjoyment. Number one, be ready to suspend disbelief. I think that is the number one rule of enjoying any movie, is just let the real world go for 2 seconds. You know, as long as the movie is, let it go. Don't overthink it. Don't get into it. Don't try to figure out the plot. Nothing. Just absorb what's being presented. That is one of the hardest things to do. It's probably the most important, and it's probably the hardest. Trying to let go of that. Because, you know, we all have our own biases. We all have our own life stories, whatever. It's tough. It really is. But I think that's the key way to enjoy pretty much anything. If you find yourself struggling to suspend the required amount of disbelief during your watch, then perhaps this one isn't for you. Number 2, show takes a bit of time to settle. That was me with Game of Thrones. It took me like the first season to really get into it. As soon as I saw what happened to Ned, I was like, okay, I'm in. I'm in. If they're willing to do that, I'm in. Like, sometimes it just takes a little while to get into the flow of a show. This is essentially a do-over story without an actual death and second life. Apparently in the source novel, the female lead actually died and lived a second life, but this version works too. I think knowing that up front, which is why I'm mentioning it here, definitely helps. Number 4, there is romance in this. That's probably good to know. And it leans more honorable and noble than your typical sweet or spicy. I think managing your expectations around this is helpful. And number 5, quite a few tropes, mostly employed in service of nudging along the OTP connection. I think it's more enjoyable to just get used to it rather than trying to fight it. Just enjoy the trope. Live it. Live the tropes. I mostly allowed myself an eye roll at each one and then obediently rolled right along. I will say this. I think tropes are around because they've lasted the test of time, right? The Cinderella trope, whatever. Certain instances, I think it's okay to use that. I really do. It's terrible when you actually notice it, like you're cognizant of it. But hopefully you just jump right back into the knowledge of it. All right. Let's go ahead and... So overall, I'd say that was beautiful. Yeah, we did see a lot of negative comments, but out of 8.6, those are very few and far between. For some reason, MDL just pushes those negative comments at the top. I don't know why that is. I'm assuming it's because haters of it will just like other negative comments instead of leaving their own, potentially. But yeah, I don't know why we were being served so many negative comments at the top. But we did find a 10 out of 10. And I think it's probably more in the 8.5, 8 range. But it looks great. It really does. It looks like another classic C-drama period piece. Battles look gorgeous. I'm sure the romance is very, sweet, and it kind of goes a slow pace a little bit, but it does look nice. It really does. So I'm glad we checked that out. Looks like a good story too. Very interesting. I don't know exactly why the brother came back and tried to take the identity back. That to me is still kind of a mystery, but if you know of it, let me know down below in the comments. All right, let's move on to the next one. It is DPR Ian, Christian U, TikTok number 2. This one's a bit of a longer one. It is about 30 minutes, so heads up on that. We will jump in. And then after that, we have Cards Against Humanity Fan Edition. Dan and Phil, of course.
Like a rodeo, right? Like a rodeo, baby. I wanna feel your body on top of mine. Right now, we ain't gonna waste no time, baby. Like a honey in a way, got you back to your friends on your ride. Like a rodeo, like a rodeo. So I just
At first, I thought he was posting his own Thirst Trap compilations, but it's just taken from his live.
someone thinks I need sleep. You know what? I absolutely agree. I have a very hard time sleeping. I sleep about... If I don't take my meds, I cannot sleep. Even with meds, man, it doesn't really work anymore. I sleep like about... I get about a good 4 hours sleep. You know, and when I'm manic, I get like 2 hours at most, and then but then again, it depends. It depends.
That is brutal. Brutal. I can't imagine only getting 2 hours of sleep. I've done that before, obviously, and I've stayed up all night before, and the next day I'm totally useless.
If I'm on meds, lithium, that will put me to sleep for a good 5 hours at least.
What's up? I'm just chilling, upside down. Helps me think.
If any of this is real.
Amazing choreography. Amazing. Like that is a real performance there. You're getting song, you're getting dance. It's incredible.
And the reason why I didn't really come up with this in the beginning was, to be completely honest, was because it was embarrassing. Like, just to be completely honest, it was, you know, it was not something that I was extremely proud of, and it wasn't something that I'd liked for people to see me in the light for. And it's, you know, society tends to have a certain taboo against mental disorders and bringing that to the spotlight. So I knew I didn't want to project any type of failure in my journey to becoming an artist. But what could I do?
Mito is you when you are manic. Yes, so for people that are new, Mito is, the reason why I keep saying Mito is real is I personified a version of me when I am in a manic state. So people with bipolar, what usually happens is there's type 1 and type 2. I am type 1. Type 1 meaning I have more harder rapid cycles. When they come really hard. There's no in between. It's either you're really there or you're really there. And so often do you ever feel in between. And when you do, it's because you're medicated. Usually people take lithium, stuff like that. I fucking hate it, but it's the one thing that allows me to sleep. Otherwise you won't be able to sleep. A lot of intrusive thoughts. When you're in your manic state, when you're in these episodes, for people that don't know, you have so much, either one, energy, so much ideas, so much things aligning in your head that you start giving into a bit of your sanity. But the problem here is you don't know. The person that's in this state doesn't know they're in a manic state. It's hard because I even say that, like, when I'm out of it, I know what it looks like. I know what it feels like. But when I'm in it, it doesn't, like, all of that shit goes out the window. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, I can... Okay, here's a good way of putting it. There is no fear when you are in that state. I have no fear. And for me, I've subdivided my manic states into the highs and into the lows. The highs are the state where I am relatively happy, relatively functionable, but still am on a mission. And that is a state where I'm Mr. Insanity, which personifies a character where I am very. People won't even know. Like, people are like, man, he's always like this. But that's Mr. Insanity for me. For the lows now, for the dark states, for the states that I am completely emotionless, because there's a time where here's the thing. What goes up must come down. Okay, that's cleanly stating it. That's exactly what it is. What goes up must come down. For me, I've always thought there was a trigger point for a lot of these manic episodes. For me, I don't know. I've thought it was a trigger, but there's no real trigger. You know, because the thing is, everyone's different. For me, I get even triggered by how sensitive I am. Is you know how people say you start off the day with what type of weather. So the weather usually predicts your state of mind and your state of mood, right? For me, it's amplified. Like, the weather is a huge aspect. If the weather sets me off, and the thing is, it doesn't have to be sunny or bright. It just has to align with how I feel. That's it. And if it doesn't align with how I feel, it starts building. And I think after that build, you start feeling it, you know. But sometimes there's times where I go completely blank and I don't feel anything at all. And when I go completely blank and when I don't feel anything at all, that's when I go into the darkest state. However, it doesn't mean I'm depressed. I don't know, some people will say it is depression. That is what depression is. For me, I don't know. I don't know if I'm in self-denial sometimes when I'm in that state, but I've learned to cater to expressing that state. I wouldn't say abusing it, but I think I don't know a better choice of words. For me, I've started to abuse that state, meaning I have started to, I wouldn't say reluctantly try going into that space, because that's the one thing I would never want to do. But when I'm in that state, I'll make the most out of it. Usually a long time ago when I was younger, I'll try anything and everything possible to get out of that state because I just wanted to feel. Okay, it sounds like depression. There you go. But I think the one thing that I'm very aware of is I'm not, like, when I'm out of it, it's passing. So it passes. It doesn't stay for long. That's all I know.
Okay, it's been 1 hour and the main dish hasn't come out. Oh shit, okay, yes. Oh no.
It's like you willed it into existence. Oh, that's the worst. When you've just been sitting there and maybe they just keep feeding you bread. Your drink is already gone. You got to get a second drink. It's like,
oh. No worries, no worries. Yes.
Sorry.
No worries. Promise that wasn't planned. So sorry. No, oh shit, she heard everything. Oh, fuck. Okay, my bad. Oh.
Wait, what's your perfume? He said it's all natural. All natural?
Natural.
Wow, okay.
No, it's a mixture of a lot of things.
I am firmly on the wagon of we need to stop gatekeeping things. Just say what it is. Just do it.
Mind you, I can't snap it into Mido. I don't know how to. I don't know how to change my identity all of a sudden and all of a sudden click into Mido. I don't know how that works. I've never done that before. For me, what happens is I go to a very manic high state. Once I get to a very manic or high state, and it doesn't always happen, and something triggers me in that state, I insanity changes to murder. And it's funny because that's the only way that you can turn into murder. It's kind of like, you know, I can kind of tell you, it feels like something big is about to happen. You get like a sense. You know, for example, I was about to board a plane the other day, and I just felt something like stirring inside me. I felt something extremely bad was going to happen, and it's not like some type of intuition, premonition type of shit. It's just something like, oh, it feels like there's going to be an earthquake. Oh, it feels like something is stirring up inside you, and you don't know what it is. But usually you tend to get that feeling when you're in your extreme highs.
Could you imagine going through that as you're boarding an airplane? Good grief.
And you're not thinking straight, and your words are jumbled, and you know you lose a whole sense and track of time and context of place. And it's only then that there's a transitional period where insanity turns into murder. And the whole idea is, so then when that happens and I come out of murder, for example, it's as if I'm now looking at the chaos that has been unfolded, has been left out right in front of me, and I have to now process that. It's kind of like an anxiety attack. However, it's some people tend to get an anxiety attack. The way I see it is I black out. I don't know. I mean, maybe that could be better or worse. I don't know. So it's you know, I'll put that out there. That's this is just the idea, just real personal experiences of what I go through. You know, fuck it, I'll just put it out there. So that's kind of what it really.
I know you want it, baby. You know I want you. Don't underestimate the things that I could do.
Murder, insanity. Murder, insanity. Murder, insanity. I'm sorry.
We be so hot, but we so low key. She wanna fly with you, let's make 3. I'll be your golden bottle. Don't need out tomorrow. Gotta leave her out of my. Tell me what you.
Thank you. My God.
Thank you. Can you sign this shirt?
Of course I can.
And my student ID.
Student ID.
A student ID.
Thank you.
Here's my student ID.
Oh, sorry?
Thank you.
You want me to sign that?
Yes.
You sure?
You can sign it wherever you want.
Oh,
yeah.
okay, sure.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Hello, how are we doing?
Get that thing framed.
Working at the pyramid.
Say you lost it.
Working at the pyramid tonight.
I want to show you the dance moves. I really do.
I've been losing all my coins. Homegirls got me wasted, and all the boys are on the floor. They're running out of patience. Now I think I've been here before on so many occasions. My life has been so back and forth. Just one last celebration. She got blue Margellos and a crystal bite. Walking down the street.
It's it's random, but I've always wanted to go on a train. I don't know why. I think it'd be interesting.
Mr. Insanity, I think, is a lot more dangerous than Miter. How is Insanity a lot more dangerous? Miter is the protector, the guardian of my consciousness. But Insanity is the stirrer, the very character that has a lot of power over bringing a lot of stimulus into things. He is quirky, fun, and extreme, but one wrong, I guess, essence of Miter, one wrong taste of something that's spoiled can turn that insane, quirky, and funny character into, alright, screw it. And I'll tell you this now, if you get scared, then yes, that is exactly what Insanity feels like. Yeah. So I'll say hi. It's my mom, Jane. She came to visit me from Australia. We celebrated Soy Dance release together. Say hi, Mom.
I'm getting a little nervous.
Okay. Thanks, Mommy.
Hi, everyone. Just say thank you. That's why. Just thank you.
All right, thanks, Mom.
I love you
I
so
love you
much.
too. I love you too. So I'll just explain to them.
Just
No worries.
Okay, everyone. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Mama.
Thank you for your supporting.
Sure.
Thank you. 감사합니다.
Number one supporter right there. Again, it's so funny. I was talking about things to be grateful. Perfect timing. I was talking about things to be grateful for, and my number one thing to be grateful for.
The things I can't change are the reason you love me. Listen, you can hear them calling my name. I'm all over the place. I can't sit in one place. I'm not ashamed at all.
Hello, you ready?
No, come on, you know I just can't confuse. Come get your funky love story.
Another plan, the skies can't see. I left a message encased in me. So bye-bye. A flawless ending. So beautiful. Let's take a trip down a dark place, babe.
Что-то чувствую, пока мы еще здесь. Целуй меня. Пока лучи не целятся в нас. Пока лучи не целятся в нас.
Can you call me back? I miss you. It's so lonely in my mansion.
Kissing and hope they cut us, whether they like it or not. I wanna show you out. I wanna show you out. I wanna brag about it. Oh yeah, that's for sure. She loves the attention that she gives. Showing out with a hunger, and she got me watching too. 'Cause she knows, oh, she knows.
있어요.
How's everyone doing?
Doing all right.
You want to say hi, Lori? You want to say hi to everyone? Yes, you do want to say hi. 그랬어요. 알고 있어요.
The dog's like, get me off camera. Nudging him. Get me off camera. No pictures, no pictures.
Stands for Dream Perfect Regime, and honestly,
It's not one of those TikTok songs where you're like, excuse me?
개인을 만들려고 하는 거거든요. 근데 아시다시피 그런 거에 항상 그 시간이 걸려요. 시동을 걸면 약간 좀 이걸 그렇게 생각할 수도 있잖아요. 아, 이게 너무 딥한가? 아, 이게 너무 좀 너무 예술적인가? 또 약간 대중성이 너무 없나? 떨어진.
So now you're blown on your covers. I got this blue to make you come up. So when you think it's almost over, I got this blue to make you come up. So now you're blown on your covers. I got this blue to make you come up. So when you think it's almost over, I got this blue to make you come up.
Alright, it's recording, here we go. So, when I was younger, I didn't really like the taste of licorice. Funny enough, as I got older, I still didn't like the taste of licorice.
Absolutely no. Black licorice is disgusting to me. I don't know why that specific taste is just a no. But for some reason, I can't. I don't know what it is. I tried it when I was a kid. I tried it when I was older. It's just so many different things, so many different food items your taste buds adapt to, right? Or as you get older, your tastes change. That one was not. Like, for some reason, that one just never changed. Still icky to me for some reason. You can just tell his mom's. You can just tell his mom's a great person.
Yeah, it was really fun. It was insane. Really excited to see how this comes out. Could never have done it without the team. So yes.
형 영어로 한번 해줘요, 멋있게.
Okay.
Okay, 알겠습니다. I know it's been a long time.
이거 어디서 많이 들었는데? 이거
That was a young DPR Ian.
Yes, I can.
Hope you come back soon.
Yes, Jess. Oh, sorry, Jess. What's your name, dear?
Im.
Im.
A-I-M.
A-I-M.
Yes.
Im.
I love you.
I love you too, Ian. It's a beautiful name.
I love you so much.
Thank you so much, Ian. I love your eye.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you. Put your hand in. Beautiful. Is it yours?
Yes.
Oh my fucking god!
Bitch, I said what I said. I'd rather be famous instead. I let all that get to my head. I don't care, I paint the town red. She the devil, she a bad little bitch, she a rebel.
You that don't know who Mido is. He's a little darkness.
This is the last post.
What is going on?
But you have lipstick on.
My goodness.
You look.
I look different, Kaden. It looks weird.
You look.
I don't like
very
this.
pretty. Like 10,000 times.
Yeah, well,
by
it's
the
not
way.
choosing the damn
It's
thing. Oh my goodness. What? How do you do this? It doesn't even work. Like, it's just nonsense. This is absolutely. Alright, here we go. It's a cow, and a cat.
Moo!
So what's happening?
They read my.
Why is it all moo, moo? How come it doesn't
talk?
No, I swear to God, it's.
No, you don't have TikTok. You
Someone's-
can't find it. I swear.
I'm not giving you. I'm not gonna download.
No, you can't. You have to download.
Now you're calling me up on the phone, so you can have a little wine and a run. It's only because you're feeling alone.
Just try loving yourself a little bit. You know, you'll be amazed at what you'll find out about yourself, or what you'll find there. You'll be amazed at how beautiful that is. Might be cringe as fuck, but hey. Since when was it cringe to love oneself? The world's fucked up. That's when you know the world's fucked up. But if no one's gonna tell you, I'll tell you. Yeah, just love yourself. You know, because trust me, you have a lot of people that love you. Just love yourself. I'm trying to. We all are. But fuck, man, I think that's the whole life journey. That's the whole purpose of it. It's about a heartbreaking story. And if you know this song, and if you're going through a heartbreak right now, sing along. And even if you're not, just, you know, who cares? You might. We'll have fun anyway. Okay. The wife.
Do Percocets on my leg. I'm turning one, trying to leave it up here, right, baby, you can, right.
His biggest flex
You better convince the management to come back.
Oh, yeah, don't worry.
Literally, you know.
I am management, don't worry.
amazing compilation there. I love how open he is about his DID. I think that's really admirable. The fact that he's educating people on it who probably have never heard of it, no idea what it is. His art, his music, the videos are just stunning. Stunning. I don't know where he finds that inspiration, where he comes up with these things, but boy, he's got an eye for just making some beautiful, beautiful music videos. Completely. And obviously he still has some choreography moves left over from the K-pop days. But yeah, beautiful story. He's taking what, some people would see as a weakness and turning it into something super positive. His strength, really. So it's beautiful. It's a beautiful story. Let's go ahead and bring up some information. Link down below in the YouTube video description when this gets posted to YouTube. Let's go ahead and bring up some more information on DPR Ian. Yesterday, we actually reacted to a DPR Ian music video. So that was kind of a nice little personal look as well. DPR Ian's The Show ends 19-month hiatus. New single explores personal growth, performance themes, marking a fresh artistic chapter. New digital single, The Show, set to be released on the 3rd. This was in, when was this in? April. This was April. First new song in approximately 1 year and 9 months since his 2024 mini-album Saint, and has garnered anticipation from global fans as it marks the end of a long hiatus. Speaking of hiatus, Dan and Phil fans. The show centers on the message that life itself is a grand performance, depicting the moment when a person who has built their own time behind the scenes finally steps into the spotlight and begins their own show. As a narrative confronting the starting point and inner flow of DPR Ian, it expands the existing worldview. Single holds particular significance as it delves into the story before his previous personas, Mido and Insanity. By focusing entirely on the existence of DPR Ian, it directly and three-dimensionally unravels the process of chaos and growth. The track poses the theme of the show to those living on their own stages and is expected to evoke empathy and diverse interpretations through its rich sound and detailed narrative. Release cover image also leaves a strong impression, dressed in a suit, head tilted back under contrasting red and purple lighting, visually embodies a moment of heightened emotion and immersion on stage. Nice. Very, very cool. DPR Ian, who is the Korean indie artist creating a fever on Vietnamese social networks. This was posted in 2025. At the K-Star Spark in Vietnam 2025 concert. Read the AI summary. What? Huh. Interesting. Held June 21st of last year. DPR Ian took the stage alongside major names, including the K-pop king G-Dragon. His performance was met with immediate enthusiasm from the audience and has since become a viral moment across Vietnamese social media. While he may not boast a vast fan base in Vietnam, DPR Ian stood out with his striking looks and captivating musical style, quickly earning the crowd's affection. Particularly touching moment captured on video showed him stepping off the stage to kiss a female audience member's hand. Whoa. Sending the internet into a frenzy. Since then, interest in DPR Ian and his work has surged because they all want to be the hand. They do. That's what it is. That's one of the most powerful moves a performer can do is go towards the audience in any capacity. You know, Justin Bieber just did that at Coachella. The second weekend, he actually started by walking over to fans. He was performing literally in front of the fans. Some fans were all over him. One of them tried to grope him. It was pretty wild. Yeah. And then, of course, you have the classic, the ultimate, you have jumping off the stage, body surfing or whatever, crowd surfing. And then, of course, you have the most wild crowd service I've ever seen in my life, and you've probably seen this. It's when Elvis goes off stage and starts walking around the audience and just kissing literally every female he sees. Like, it is crazy. I don't know if you've seen that. It is a wild concert. I just remember looking at that going, that's the most out-of-pocket concert moment I think I've ever seen. Like, it was just unbelievable. I was like, what is happening right now? Journey of perseverance through music. DPR Ian grew up in Australia in a Korean household. I will not give you my email. Korean household. Years later, he returned to Korea driven by passion for music, determination to make his mark in K-pop. In 2012, he debuted as the leader of the boy group C-Clown under the management of Yidang Entertainment. In a past interview, he spoke openly about the intense training that preceded his debut, a regimen demanding both time and personal sacrifice. He noted that stepping into the world of the Korean idols meant giving up a great deal of freedom and privacy. Yeah, that sounds about right. I mean, everything we've seen so far, K-pop related, the training has got to be brutal. It's got to be. Some have actually spoken out about it. But yeah, I mean, to become the best in the world, you're going to have to put in a lot of effort. And some of that, maybe it goes a little too far, but I mean, you can't argue with the product, right? Product's great. It really is. Yeah, with Yidang being a relatively modest company, C-Clown faced limitations in reaching a broader audience. After 3 years together, the group officially disbanded. DPR Ian remained steadfast. Rather than stepping away from music, he teamed up with like-minded creatives, Live, REM, and Cream to found Dream Perfect Regime, or DPR for short, an independent label aiming to carve a path distinct from the standard K-pop system. There you go. DPR Ian performs third consecutive K-Spark in Malaysia. This was January of this year. Third consecutive appearance at the mega K-pop music festival K-Spark, opening the gates to his full-scale global activities in 2026. What else we got here? Large-scale concert series planned in line with the global influence of K-pop expanding worldwide. Established itself as a representative K-pop festival, holding its third edition with this Malaysian performance following previous events in Bangkok, Thailand, and Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam. In particular, DPR Ian has proven once again his presence as a global leading artist by being included in all lineups of the K-Spark series from its inception to the present. During the Vietnam performance held earlier, he left a strong impression with his overwhelming performance, gathering approximately 40,000 spectators. This performance marks DPR Ian's first stage in Kuala Lumpur since the Dream Reborn Tour 2024. Further increasing anticipation among local fans, alongside top-tier lineups including G-Dragon, Hwasa, and ITZY, DPR Ian is expected to deliver an unforgettable thrill to the local audiences with his polished live performance and skilled stage manner. Nice. Starts at 9:05 p.m. That's a nighttime performance. Woo. DPR Ian, K-pop profiles. This is always the most entertaining stuff. It's just, you never know what you're going to get. Blood type A. How about that? Born in 1990. Born in Sydney, Australia. Is an only child. Speaks English and Korean. 18 years old. Moved to South Korea to pursue his dreams. Debuted with Sea Clown 2012. Disbanded 2015. Doesn't like flying. Well, yeah. That story that we heard during that video, I mean, that would be pretty awful. Favorite food is steak. Ditto. Absolute ditto on that one. Favorite ice cream flavor is chocolate. I mean, it's hard to go wrong. Hard to go wrong with that. Biggest inspiration is his mother, who we saw. He's not good at eating spicy food. Depends. I'll say it depends. Dog named Lori. First dog was named Snoopy. Collecting professional cameras is his hobby. Favorite music genres, jazz, rock, and heavy metal. You can kind of see the influence of those in the videos. Modeled for Adidas in 2020. Goes surfing when he visits Australia. I mean, at that point, I don't think there's any better surfing. So if you're into surfing, that's definitely a place to go. Isn't scared of snakes or insects. Well, he did live in Australia, and I've heard things. I've heard things. Oh, boy. Food always wanted to try is balut. Balut. Oh, my gosh. I'm good on never seeing balut again, I think. I've seen it like twice, and every time I'm just like, nope, can't see it, can't watch it, can't do it. I understand that it's like a delicacy, but boy, it's hard to watch. It really is. I didn't grow up with it. It's not like a cultural thing that I'm used to. It's rough to watch if you're not used to it. Watches anime. Small things make him happy. I mean, if you can be happy with small things, you're pretty good. You're doing well. DPR Ian's ideal type. Listen up. Listen up. Ideal type. Could it be you? I don't have an ideal type because for me, it's in the moment kind of thing. But one quality I wish my girl would have in the future is that she's passionate about what she's doing. Doesn't matter what she's passionate about, honestly. She could be like a carpenter. She could be doing anything she wants, but as long as she's passionate about it. I like girls that are independent as well. Strong characters, I respect that a lot. I don't really look for it, these qualities, but I'm just saying if I had to choose. Okay. So, doesn't really have much of a type. More of a in the moment. Is the vibe right? But you just have to be passionate about what you're doing, whatever the heck it is. Interesting. Very, very interesting. All right. That is our look into DPR Ian. We are moving on to the final video in the Discord monthly stream. It is, you may recognize him, Cards Against Humanity Fan Edition. Let's go ahead and get that going, shall we? This was during their hiatus, so everyone was really happy to see Dan. Nice. Dan making one of his special appearances. Oh, yeah, that's right. This is on the AmazingPhil channel. Oh, gotcha. We play an offensive card game created by Dan and Phil viewers? What could go wrong? Oh, gosh. Here we go.
Look who's here.
Hello there.
What you doing? Why are you on my channel again?
Dan and Phil in 2021.
What is this?
What the is happening?
What is happening? I don't know what's happening.
This is happening.
Yeah, we were meant to have moved by now, but we didn't yet.
We still haven't moved.
It fell down. No.
Look at that hashtag box life.
We're in box life. We are box lads, so we're here.
That seems somewhat on point, doesn't it? On brand. Dan and Phil in 2021.
Here, we're queer. and the rest of it. So
Before we do anything or
Yeah.
explain anything, firstly, do you not think we look like a couple of guys that have haircuts that are not particularly weird?
because I freaking did that. I cut that hair.
We gave each other haircuts.
We did.
And look, we're not that bizarre.
No.
We still have ears.
We don't look like hedges.
This was one of the most frightening experiences of my entire life. Just gonna put that out there.
If we were to compare them, I would say that I did yours better than you did mine. I'm just saying, like, yours looks like a good Dan
Phil
haircut.
accidentally, completely ignorantly gave me a good haircut.
Yeah.
But it wasn't smooth sailing.
Oh my god, can I show you the picture?
My hair grows very fast. My hair was quite long. There was a point
Oh, it was
where
so bad.
Phil had committed to the clippers where I basically looked like a 15th century monk.
Oh no. As someone who cuts his own hair, and I have for like, I don't even know, almost 20 years at this point, it's tricky. It's really tricky. And it's tricky to the point where I don't trust myself to try different styles. So I've literally done the same style for almost 20 years at this point. I just don't trust it. You know, I could try something else. I could watch like a YouTube video, try to learn it. But I don't have the luxury of like a summer break. You know, at high school, I could, you know, oh, it's a terrible haircut. We'll try this new style at the end of the high school, you know, year. And then if it's bad, I can just check out, you know, in the summer and nobody sees it. I have to go to work. I have to be in front of you. I can't have some horrific hairstyle and just massacre. Like that's not a thing I'm willing to do. So I literally just stick to the same script every, you know, month basically.
You look like a mushroom.
That was briefly my reality.
I didn't know what to do. I went into full panic mode.
I was
How do
like,
fix
Phil,
this?"
show me the photo. Show me the goddamn photo right now.
Yeah.
And when I looked at it, I'm going to be real with you, I almost cried.
There was no laughing. Dan just got a fear in his voice. It was like pure fear. And then I was like, oh my
I
God,
was already
what do I do?
afraid because I actually thought you were going to cut my ears off.
And somehow it created this butterfly after the horrendous moth. So we got haircuts.
I didn't realize I was training all along for the quarantine. Like, when the quarantine hit, I was like, all right, that's one thing I don't have to worry about. Obviously, I'm assuming a lot of people were worried about that.
We didn't move. House didn't fall down.
I think that's a lifestyle choice. We were just already locked down with each other. So I feel like it's quite a commitment for us to now go into a house purchase.
Yes.
Big commitment. And you know how Dan feels about commitments.
The Faust.
He doesn't
I'd rather ghost.
like that. Why do we have Coke in wine glasses, you might ask? What are we drinking, Dan? Why are we doing this?
Not that you're not behooven to have Coke out of a wine glass.
I would behoove
like some
it.
weird faux fancy bitch.
Yeah.
This is pineapple liqueur and Coke. It's
Pineapple and Coke is not a thing you mix together.
It absolutely
I
is.
love my old pineapple and Coke.
How is that not a thing?
I don't know.
I did this for you. This is not a Dan drink.
It's a very Phil drink.
I
It's
would
very
either
sweet.
just have the hard alcohol or some red wine or something horrible and bitter tasting,
Yeah.
like my personality.
It goes better than pineapple on a pizza, I'll say that much.
This is for you, sugar freak.
Cheers.
Pineapple liqueur and a Coca-Cola. That is interesting. I bet that tastes good. Any sort of sweetness to Coca-Cola is actually pretty good. Oh my gosh. Has anybody ever mixed Coca-Cola with Ribena? That's probably too much sugar. That's probably way too much sugar.
Cheers. Welcome to the viddy. So you might have partaken in Phil and Friends back in December. Well, I did one with Dan and everyone loved it. And I thought, while we're still locked down, why don't we do some more
What the
live shows
hell
together?
else is there to do?
Yeah.
Because we don't know what we'll be able to make or when.
Yeah.
And when we'll stop living the box life.
So on Tuesdays and Thursdays, 9 p.m, we're going to be hopping on stereo and doing a show.
Having a little chat.
I thought we could call it
Having a band.
Lockdown Lads. But we can talk about that in the show. Decide if it's a good
box
name.
Boys.
Box boys, box lads, cardboard.
The moving mates.
Kings.
Let's card. That's a C.
Oh yeah. Well, whatever.
Let's
It's a
not
show.
name it.
We're going to treat it like a fun, little intimate Dan and Phil podcast vibe. We're going to play games. We're going to talk about what we're up to. We're going to talk to you guys. Also, to say thank you to anyone who follows us or has followed us, we're going to do a little giveaway because if you saw in my last video, I was keeping and yeeting loads of stuff from the apartment.
So much crap.
Anyway, the charity shops are closed, and there was so many comments on the video saying, "But Phil, I want that thing."
Excuse me. Firstly,
she's thriving.
Look at her. Everything is a mess, but the orchid is love. The orchid is life. What are we talking about?
Charity box.
Here we have charity miscellaneous candles.
So there is some stuff we can't give away, or isn't actually worth that much.
For example,
a Tatinoff.
What the fuck is that?
We could sign
Why
that.
is that? This
I'll
is
give it
here
away.
as a laptop stand.
Okay, we'll put that in the box. Like the Hulk and the Iron Man pictures.
I've outgrown that stylistically.
Yes.
People are saying, like, Dan and Phil, what's the design of your new place? It's not 2011 geek chic.
Avengers. We've done the Avengers.
But what may just be an old picture of the Hulk to us, actually, as a Dan and Phil Horcrux, has this, like, mystical energy. It's just been there.
It has.
In the background of so many videos.
The things it's
that
seen.
might mean something. So
I, for the longest time, had one of the Van Goghs. It was Starry Night over the Rhone. Beautiful. I love that piece of art. And I had a poster of it framed in this very cheap frame. And it was above my bed in, at university in the dorms. And I had it for years. And I even had it in my first apartment when I moved here. But moving into this one, it felt like such an upgrade that I was like, I got to get rid of this. I've had it for so many years at this point. It's not really going. Like, I got to find something adult. You know, I got to find something that fits. So I eventually got rid of it. I know it's sad. It's sad getting rid of some things that you have good memories attached to, and you know, a little sentimental value and whatnot. But what's that minimalism thing? You try to get rid of things that if you don't use it within 12 months or 6 months or something like that. I went through a pretty hard minimalism phase, and I let go of a lot of stuff. And moving helps because you have to get rid of a lot of stuff. But yeah, it's tough. Dan Lair described the style of the Faust as ultra-modern, tasteful gay core, as opposed to the geek chic of the 2010s apartments. Yeah, eventually, sometimes. Some people don't. That's totally acceptable. But a lot of us eventually kind of grow out of the, geek chic, I mean, it's probably the best way to describe it, right? All of the things you're interested in when you're a teenager and whatnot, and you just have posters of it everywhere. Eventually, you kind of grow out of that, and I definitely did.
So, do you want it?
Do you want it?
I mean, we'll just post it to you. We don't care.
You could win it. Because, hey, we need help moving out, so take our stuff.
Please.
We could do the cube.
Please.
Let's give him a cube.
Relieve us of this.
These
Let's
failed
give him a
flesh
cube.
pajamas from Dan Games.
Yes, you showed those in the
They're
video,
made of
didn't you?
human skin.
That's disturbing.
We're going to do the vibrating sloth. Do you want a little vibrate on your face?
I do not.
Oh, feel it.
What?
So hard.
That's quite violent.
Yeah, no. You could experience that. Don't sue us if it breaks your neck.
I'm deciding how I feel about this.
Are you getting into it? He likes the
I
pain.
feel like I kind of like it, and I also feel like this is getting weird.
Right, and some of the Dan and Phil photo booth outfits.
I'm not saying I don't want to hoard 300 photo booth pictures of myself.
No.
That's pretty weird. Help us take them away.
So if you want to be automatically entered into the contest, you can click the links below. Follow us both on Stereo.
At my actual name, at Amazing his name.
Make sure your bio has some of your social media on it so I can find you if you win.
And hey, anyone that just comes to listen to us hang out on a Tuesday and a Thursday, you could also get
that
a cube. I think it's going to be fun and give us something to do until we have stuff.
We're going crazy. We need someone to talk to, and that can be you. So while you're here, I don't want to talk about that and then leave.
I think I know what you're doing.
We're doing.
I watched your last video.
Cards Against.
Is this stream uploaded like the Twitch streams onto YouTube? It is eventually, after about a month. So when the next one happens next month in the Discord, you'll see this one posted to YouTube. It'll be on the website for members, of course, until then. But so you will see after this one concludes, you will see May's Discord stream posted to YouTube.
It's Humanity Fan Edition, which is a relic from, I think, our first tour.
Yeah.
Where someone who, Naomi and Nia, made us a Cards Against Humanity, but they're all about Dan and Phil.
In case you're one of the people on Earth that doesn't know what Cards Against Humanity is, it's the fill in the blank game
I've
that's
never played
horrendously
it.
offensive. But one of you has made all of the cards about us.
Yeah.
Which cannot not be horrifying. You know, I feel like after all of these years, here we are, Dan and Phil, on YouTube together again. Why not acknowledge the creativity of our audience
I know.
and their unique way of celebrating their enjoyment of us?
Yes.
Okay, I just fucking flicked one. It just said hentai.
Okay. Good start.
This is a surprisingly plush box.
I know, stick your hand in it. It's it's nice. It's like a...
It's about 20 things about this that I'm uncomfortable with.
Any regrets? Any last wishes before we dive into this?
I don't know. The year's 2021. We're all old as fuck.
What could it be?
We have careers on the line.
Yeah.
Phil.
What?
I'm writing a book about mental health.
I know.
I'm a serious published author.
And
it's time to destroy my career before I start
by doing this. We're given some of these white cards that fill in the blanks of the black card. We're going to get 7 each. And we've got to try and make the other person laugh or want to throw themselves out a window the most.
Absolutely. Why not both?
1, 2, 3, 4, 4, act. I don't know what to say.
What happened to sex and semen?
Sex. How could I forget the sex? Unf is not a German.
I would like to apologise to Germany.
I've only got 5. I've got 6 now.
Can you count or speak German?
Have you got 5 or 6, buddy?
6.
6, right. The first...
The coke is hitting.
Don't say that. The first card is the end of the world. To sustain existence of the human race,
yeah.
You mate with...
We're all old as F. Dan, you're 29. That's true. That is true. That's not very old, but hey, to a teenager, that's pretty old.
Sure. So getting straight in there.
Oh my... I got the card I got last time. I can't say that on this channel.
I can say.
Can you say it?
Pikachu's gaping ass. This is a proud
I'm not
moment
mating
for
with
me.
that. I'm not mating
What a
with
glove.
that. I'm getting
I love
another
a glove.
card. Is this the content that people want for us reuniting on YouTube?
I think it's exactly what people expect. To sustain the existence of the human race, you mate with Phil's awkward hand. You know that thing?
No.
You know that thing that Phil still does to this day.
No one wants to mate with that.
He doesn't know what to do with his body in photos. Oh
Yeah.
wait, I'm just gonna.
I've tried to stop doing it. You put one thumb in your pocket and then just some horrible claw.
Stick your appendage in that claw.
Don't.
Save the world.
Please don't. My only other card that made sense was a hamster in a hat. So I was thinking if they were wearing a fursuit.
I just know exactly what fucking fan fiction.
No. Oh, I didn't even think of that.
Did you genuinely forget? If you don't know what I'm talking about, don't know.
No. Okay, I think
But we love that we've encouraged so much creative writing
So much
and art.
creativity. I think you win.
You don't win that round until you stop doing the hand thing.
And that'll be never.
The last thing you'd want to find in your bed is...
Ooh. Okay. I chose Phil because if there was a clone of myself in my bed,
If you saw yourself in your own bed...
that would be scary.
So I always ask this.
Yeah.
Would you have sex with a clone of yourself?
Ooh. Would you?
That's the real question. Well, here's the thing. Okay,
Yeah.
right. Firstly, yes, but...
This is definitely Phil in this family-friendly era. Oh my gosh. Not him acting surprised at some of these questions. What's funny is now that we've seen the Hard Launch podcast and we've seen actual Phil, it's so funny to watch this because you can tell in his mind he probably has something funny and outrageous to say about this, but he's holding it back. He's absolutely holding it back.
Yeah.
I think
But-
the that's what I'm here about. But anyway, whoa, the existential horror of seeing myself and being afraid that they would murder me. I would definitely just choke them to death and murder them.
Why would you murder them?
Because I'd be like, there can only be one. I just know that's what happened.
That makes me scared of you.
Yeah.
I think.
Wow, you're thinking about this a lot.
I am thinking about this a lot. Okay, here's the thing. You're both the same person, so why not use everything you've got? It's not like your twin. You're the same.
See, I just went, yeah, and I felt like I didn't need to go into it. You trying to justify
I don't know. I feel bad
is
now.
the most
I could have just
uncomfortable
said
thing
no.
I've
I'm trying to be
experienced
honest.
this year.
Yeah, I think we both trip over, fall onto the bed, and die.
You'd smash your awkward hands into each other and get pregnant. Anyway,
that's how I make.
I said a llama.
Oh, that's very Dan 2012.
That cultural relic.
You just see it and scream and choke it.
That's humour right there.
Yeah. Llamas. The next Dan versus Phil will include blank and blank.
Oh dear. Yeah, I think that the hurdles of Dan versus Phil season 2 will involve eating an orange behind a live performance by One Direction.
Can we put the picture on the screen? That's your finest moment.
No way. That's crazy.
So many things have just gone deep into a Mind Palace vault.
Yeah.
Buried so deep.
Do you wake up in the middle of the night and just remember that?
I haven't, but now I will. That will just cringe attack randomly when I least expect it. And Minion Yowie.
What?
Interviewed One Direction like 2012.
How are they involved in
That's
Dan versus
nuts.
Out there. Well, Phil,
That is crazy.
that's the question.
Yeah.
It will involve eating oranges behind One Direction and lewd, tiny little yellow men.
Well, do you know, mine had a similar theme, somehow.
Now.
Violently crafting.
Okay.
And hentai. We'd have to make some
I mean,
dioramas.
look. Artists out there.
Yeah.
If your hentai isn't violently crafted, are you even passionate about
That's the thing.
Yeah.
We're gonna go hard on that Play-Doh.
Somehow,
I don't know.
Somehow.
That was the most realistic look of Phil in this era, I think.
Somehow that 3 seconds was genuinely more scary than the 3 Dan and Phil Crafts videos.
Oh my God.
Okay, I'm going to
Can I
give
win?
that to you again.
Yes!
I don't think that's anything
That
to be
was
proud
hard
of.
launch,
Can I
Phil.
say hentai on Amazing Phil? Am I allowed that,
It's
YouTube?
a new dawn, it's a new day,
Hey, I wonder if
it's a new community guidelines breach.
For me. I've never had a community guidelines breach, so I'll just kick the camera. Sorry. Oh God.
It's time for Netflix and blank.
Phil.
Netflix and Phil.
Netflix and Phil.
Yeah, I think it's going to be much worse than that.
Okay, I've got...
It ain't chilling, but it will be thrilling.
I've got one.
Brand appropriate moment.
Go on.
It's time for Netflix and Dying Alone.
Oh.
We all die alone.
I mean, no, you don't. You die with the thoughts of...
Phil was fighting for his life to be brand safe, and then it all went out the window with the hard launch, right? Oh my gosh. It's unbelievable. It really is. I really appreciate just how relaxed they seem to be during hard launch. Like it feels like you're just at a hangout. Like you're just hanging out with them and they're being outrageous and in kind of their normal way, right? It doesn't feel like they're holding anything back. It's just beautiful. It really is.
The moment you die, you are alone.
No, you're swamped with the memories of everything you've done and all.
Watching brand-friendly Phil is so weird. It's so weird at this point.
And all of your loved ones
For
holding your
5
hand.
minutes, and then you die.
Stop it. It's time for Netflix and thrusting your hips in front of a camera for the purpose of entertainment.
Who the f*** would do that? That would be really weird, wouldn't it? Imagine a time in the world where that was considered humour and cool, and someone gained followers because people liked it. God, that would be a really weird world.
That would be crazy.
Dan one day wins the Dance Mat Championship and celebrates by...
When I first met Dan, he would spend hours just watching YouTube videos of people doing DDR.
I was a competitive DDR community fan, and I partook in the esports.
It was an interesting sport to choose.
You're like, look at this guy.
Yeah.
Just looking at weird 30-year-old men playing DDR.
Yeah, I was
he
like,
seems cool.
Everyone's got a hobby.
I just won the Dance Mat Championship, and I'm celebrating with...
Questioning your entire existence. That's such a Dan one.
And when did I stop? And who's to say I'm not still now? That's why I haven't uploaded. I would like to celebrate with Phil lap dancing to Toxic.
No one wants that.
For the spectacle.
That would be a spectacle. Do you know what? I think out of a lot of dancing, I'd be quite good at lap dancing because it involves a chair and you've got a sense of balance. I'm not very good with... I'm not very good with my legs.
Of all the kinds of dancing,
All the
I think I'd be
kinds.
good at lap dancing.
No, I think I could.
Phil Lester, 2021.
Look, I think I could hold
yeah,
the chair.
Yeah, and then what?
I can do a hip thrust. I can rub my butt on things. You don't need a lot of musical coordination with a lap dance.
How dare you? You're
That's all I'm
offending a
saying.
lot of genuinely talented strippers out there.
I've never had one on me. I don't know what they do. Although, I went to a party at university and someone did hire a gay stripper and I was there and...
Was it for you?
It was not for me.
Oh.
But I did...
Look at it.
Look.
That's a really cool
that
story,
story didn't that story didn't have a good ending.
Cool anecdote.
Cool story, friend.
So, I don't know, it's just that stripping.
That sounded so pervy.
I mean, I really thought that story was going to go somewhere, not just like once I saw a gay stripper.
No, I was just saying I thought I hadn't seen a stripper, but then I remembered. I remembered that I had.
I never heard that story.
I was
in
actually
10 years, so that's nice.
I was actually feeling very embarrassed, so I looked away most of the time.
Oh.
So I didn't want people to be like, "Oh, look, he's looking."
I think I win that one.
You win
purely for the stripper anecdote.
Congratulations.
Could you imagine going to a strip club and just looking away, looking at the walls, the ceiling, the floor, because you didn't want other people to see you looking at the strippers? Oh, that's so funny. Wonder if we'll ever see the day where we get a Dan is Not on Fire Daniel Howell upload again. We got AmazingPhil, so we can hope. Yeah, maybe. There's got to be a reunion, something coming. Like, even just for the laugh, you know? Like, just for the notification laugh, really. To be fair, he also had a boyfriend. Yeah.
BuzzFeed fucking copies Phil.
Bitch.
Who hasn't, right? By making a video about blank.
Oof.
I'm just thinking about what is the most interesting concept, and that
Yes.
is making a video about a sexually ambiguous nerd.
Hey.
Ah, still true.
Do you know what's funny?
What?
Mine's a full-time internet homo. Wow.
Wow. And this was produced
Oh my God, their cards touched.
5 years ago.
It was. Blank will be the next internet craze.
There's literally no good solution to this.
No. Drinking cheesy sparkling water. I would like to watch other people do that. I would not do that myself.
I mean, I feel like you would just cry imagining
I would
that.
explode.
Why do I feel like that'll be some dumb TikTok trend though? I'm combining cheese spray and a soda stream. Glug, glug, glug. I think it's only right that the next internet trend that everybody is obsessed about is Phil's meaty legs.
Not my meaty legs again.
I got the Phil's meaty legs cards.
Oh.
You need to celebrate the meaty legs, Phil. You got the child-bearing hips.
I do.
Oh, wow.
The hips don't lie. You need to back it up like a dump truck. You need to start using it. That's your next project.
What's your next chapter?
What did I tweet the other day? Only. Oh yeah.
That's the thing that Phil tweeted.
Surprise.
Put that on the screen.
OnlyFans.
I would like you to apologise to me.
Look, it was in
for seeing that with my eyeballs.
It was in my head, and I just had to release it onto the internet. Sometimes that happens.
It's my job
was a
to
thing.
be inappropriate and chaotic, Phil.
I know.
You're going to throw the world into unbalanced.
We're in the dark timeline now. You think we're getting an office in the new place?
So true, aren't we? So true.
It's actually my OnlyFans studio. I'm ready. I've got the pillow. What's a pillow? I've got the.
Oh my god. Why did I agree to this? Why am I back here?
I've got the backdrop.
Does anybody want this?
I've got the Santa hat.
Is this content that the world needs?
I don't know.
Is this what I should be doing with my life? Are we undermining the things that we're working towards?
We're not. We're not. This is just a fun little hangout.
Is this
with
encouraging me
the gang.
to give people content quicker
Yes.
or much, much slower?
You want to do something to replace this as soon as possible. Right.
Was that your whole agenda with
That
this
was
video?
it,
Hey,
yeah.
that might work.
I'll
Phil.
get him back on the channel.
We'll see about that.
Thanks for that. That was fun.
That's funny.
I would like to not buy the house with you. I would like to distance myself from you.
We got any other spoilers?
What that we can give people,
Yeah.
like exclusive leaks.
Throw a little leak at them.
There's like a gap under our stairs, and I wanted to put something cool there, like a bonsai tree,
Yeah.
but it would die because we're
We can't do
So
bonsai trees.
I have made
Well, look, be careful.
People won't believe me.
Ah! Can you believe Dan made this?
Sideways maple
Wow.
diorama with some rocks and some wood. We crafted our whole goddamn place, and it's tasteful.
This is tasteful. So if you enjoyed this and you want to hear some more of
for some goddamn reason you want more of this,
you want us...
There isn't all going to be degenerative filth games.
No.
It might just be nice conversation and answering questions from them and stuff.
Yes, we want to crawl inside your ears. If you would like that too, click the links below, download Stereo, follow both of us, and if you do, you could win some pajamas. Cube. Annoy.
Help us! What is all this shit?
I don't know. It's a good drink in the end.
Thank you.
You're just chewing ice as you look at me. What's happening?
Leave me alone.
Oh my god.
I'm just vibing.
I hope you've enjoyed this very classic Dan and Phil video.
Classically haunting energy for some Dan and Phil content.
I'm sure you'll see Dan again at some point.
What's up? How's it going? How's it going?
Point in the future, somewhere else. Yep. If not, go listen to him. You can subscribe, ding my bell, like the video, do whatever you want to the video. Let's say goodbye.
Goodbye. Until the next time.
Goodbye. Oh my gosh. Link down below in the YouTube video description when this gets posted to YouTube. For the original video, amazing. Amazing as always. Fun game. Always good to see them. Always good. You know, I pulled up because I'd never heard of this. I legitimately, I don't know, either this wasn't big in whatever, internet section I was in, or I just completely missed this train. But Stereo, it's basically just a phone call, right? It's like a podcast, I suppose. It's like listening in on two people in a phone call. Very interesting. I love how Phil, by the way, has the verified check and Dan doesn't. It's kind of funny. It's kind of hysterical, actually. If you hear me, I'm laying down in my pajamas. And Phil still says, currently trapped under cardboard boxes. Oh my gosh. Dan was so chronically offline at that time, he probably couldn't be bothered. Yeah, probably. It was a cool thing. Basically, it's a podcast, but you can call in and leave voice messages for them to listen to. Interesting. I think, gosh, what did I used to use? I used to have a podcast that I did for 30 episodes or something like that. And I think it was a branch of Spotify or something, and it allowed people to actually leave messages that could be played or whatever, which was pretty interesting. It's a cool little device. I like that. I love the fact that they're still kind of doing that with hard launch. Definitely made for some interesting moments for Dan and Phil, I bet. DNP Reddit can be a very interesting place. Yes, indeed. This is the what are your hot takes on Dan and Phil? This was posted 9 months ago. Here we go. Too much Zoom. Way too much Zoom. I'm locking this thread because it's been posted about on other platforms, which means people from those platforms are brigading this thread. Coming on here and arguing with the people that actually use this subreddit outside of the moments when a thread gets posted about on another platform. Interesting. Little Reddit drama. 91 upvotes, the top one. I know a lot of people on here are saying they much prefer their old content, but I'm the complete opposite. I absolutely adore this content era we're in. I'd even go so far as to say their newer videos are some of the best in their catalog. Don't get me wrong, their old videos have a special place in my heart and bring me loads of nostalgia. Of course, it probably takes you back in your own life when you used to watch those, how different you were. I love that they can now joke about their past, the fandom, so casually. They both seem infinitely more comfortable on camera, as we've said many times here, than they did at their objective prime, quote unquote. Maybe it's because they've done such a good job at growing with their audience, but I feel so satisfied with their current content that I rarely have the desire to watch the old stuff. It's a shame they don't rake in more views, but because I think we're actually currently witnessing Dan and Phil at their very best. Interesting. I think that's a solid take. We've had that many times where they just feel like they're really at ease, like really comfortable, like walls are down, they're just enjoying themselves and having as much fun as humanly possible, and that's awesome. That's cool to see. This would have been posted like a month before the hard launch. Gotcha. A little bit of context there. I appreciate it. Not really about DNP themselves, but God, I effing despise DNP Twitter. And I really wish Dan and Phil would either come away from Twitter or just stop making the videos. Interesting. I think this community has its flaws on every platform, but Twitter is just full of mean girls who never grew out of their bully phase, or literal children who are unwilling to take criticism, but then who can blame them when they're being dogpiled by adults more focused on a gotcha hit tweet with a sassy gif than having a calm discussion about why their actions are wrong. All the big... This sounds like someone that's gotten into so much Twitter beef. This sounds like someone who has had back and forths a lot on Twitter. All the big accounts are all just nasty people, and you'll get bullied by multiple people for trying to call it out. Okay, this person is speaking from very personal experience. Very personal. They still freak out over every tiny thing they say, like it's 2015 and we're still searching for fan proof. If you're not part of the massive friend groups with literal evil people in them, you're completely blanked when you try to get involved. Big accounts are idolized and worshipped. It's beyond a joke. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Yeah, this person is deeply hurt. Deeply, deeply hurt. Dan and Phil, completely fair. If people enjoy their old stuff, it's just so clear they're loving what they're doing now. Yeah, absolutely. Completely. Dan and Phil Twitter is a scary place. I joined it when I came back with the hard launch, but it's just their fans constantly criticizing each other and even Dan and Phil themselves. Wow, that's not good. I honestly think Dan and Phil are much happier now than they were at their mainstream prime. It's hard to explain just how popular they were in the mid-2010s. I'd say interviewing One Direction's pretty freaking huge, for sure. That's really popular at that point. That's crazy. Knowing how deeply closeted and afraid they both were, especially Dan, and the fact that they were hiding their relationship when they had an entire career with a lot based on people enjoying their dynamic and analyzing it. I can only imagine how hard it was. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I can't even grasp just how devastating that whole time period probably was. Emotionally, trying to hold things back. Did we say something that, would let people in on our life or whatever? Like, you're just constantly self-censoring and overthinking and analyzing, and it's just brutal. That is a typical Dan and Phil Twitter experience right there. Really? That's not good. That's not good. Oh my gosh. Edit, the way you can tell Dan and Phil Twitter have been here because the only comments of mine... Oh, this was posted to Twitter. Gotcha. The only comments of mine that have been downvoted mention Twitter, and because for some reason they've decided to bully me over this comment, please have a look at yourselves. That's so funny. Somebody posted that to Twitter, and then obviously they started coming to Reddit. Ay, ay, ay. I think them joining the EA Creator Network has ruined the Sims 4 series. I like the game. My wife and I play it all the time. I play it too. It's fun. But considering how loudly Dan had been in the past regarding the horrors of late-stage capitalism and the fact that they get sponsors all the time, it feels extremely disingenuous. I mean, you can criticize something while also having a roof over your head. Like what? Like, I get it, but also get your money, you know? That's kind of crazy. This is just my hot take. Ooh. Okay. We got a Todd Reacts hot take here. I think a lot of the people who complain about their new content like Dan and Phil much less for themselves and much more because they thought it was fun to use them for pawns in their game of fantasizing about their relationship. When they revealed it was true and took their power back, they didn't have an appeal to them anymore. That's a good... Yeah, I bet there was people that kind of used it as like this... I don't know, maybe they're focused on negativity or just being a troll, basically. You know, they found fun or joy in trying to poke them, Dan and Phil, you know, with the relationship stuff. And I found proof. It's just crazy. They've left the EA network now quite a while ago. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just, let me finish this, I guess. I understand that YouTube is their job and that they need to make money to live like the rest of us. But I always thought they were at least strong enough in character to put their foot down when it comes to greedy company like EA. In this day and age, it really hurts when this just happens over and over again. I would agree in the fact that I think any company that... The transition to microtransactions in video games has been so ugly. So ugly. As long as it doesn't guarantee a victory or as long as it doesn't give you a serious advantage in the game, I guess it's fine, but I'm old school. I love the days of when games didn't have microtransactions. Like, you bought the game and then you played the game. You're not forced or goaded into buying things over and over and over again. Like, I get having skins that you can buy, but if it's any sort of like boost or, you know, skip a couple levels of this character or whatever, I think that's really gross. Really gross. Dan and Phil have left the EA Creator Network, by the way, and also people forget all the time that Dan and Phil aren't just on the internet for giggles, it's their livelihood. Yeah, that person literally said that too, which is crazy. Like, they understand, hey, they need money to, I don't know, live as well. I don't know. It's very strange. If you dive a little deep into any fandom group on social media, it gets quite toxic. There's a whole website dedicated to just discussing Dan and Phil, and the amount of people in the fandom just constantly bashing them is crazy. Especially before Dan revealed he had depression and came about, they were really nasty about him taking a step back. That's crazy. Crazy. Why would you be wasting your time in a fan group if you criticize the people you're supposed to be watching like that? Like, I understand nobody's above criticism, but that to me is just a crazy waste of time. Like, what? Like, why are you hate watching Dan and Phil? If I hated Dan and Phil, I would never watch Dan and Phil. I don't get the concept of hate watching. I really don't. I've never understood that. I would much rather watch something I enjoy watching. Like, I want to feel good. I don't want to hate what I'm watching. To me, that's just so strange. Somebody said, not going to lie, I think the fact they took the Audible sponsor and the fact that they've been continuing to show support towards NordVPN for so long since the massive breach says it all, really. The EA sponsor was just the cherry on top, let alone any other issues with their merch they refused to fix and continue to market in a crappy way. Playing on people's fear of missing out, it's very safe to say they don't mean what they say about the evils of capitalism anymore. It's so disappointing. What? So you want them to live on the street? Is that what I'm getting? Like, I understand having discernibility with people that reach out, right? I do this to a very tiny extent. Like, I've had emails from offers and stuff, and it just looks so scummy. It looks so not good. Like, I would not feel safe giving my personal information to some of these people, some of these companies that reach out. I would never want you all to give your personal information to those companies. Like, the amount of crazy emails I get that are just, they look like just spam, basically, that I just delete instantly. Like, it's brutal. It really is crazy. I understand having discernment for that. But Audible, EA, I mean, those are large companies that you can trust with personal information. I mean, they were doing literally a Sims series. Like, that's so on brand, it's crazy. Like, imagine you're playing, I don't know, Call of Duty, and then all of a sudden Activision reaches out and is like, hey, we want to sponsor you. We want to, we'll give you some cool stuff, and then you play the game, and then, we'll give you some money too. Like, that's almost like perfect. So I understand EA is maybe not your favorite game, and they have done some interesting things with microtransactions and whatnot. But I don't know. To really criticize Dan and Phil for taking a paycheck is crazy to me. Like, EA is not enter really horrific organization name here. People are very, very hard on Dan, especially. I can't tell you how many people try to villainize Dan and accuse him of mistreating Phil. What? Like, by saying he's depriving Phil of a marriage when Phil literally said he has no desire to get married either, and constantly making Phil a victim. That's crazy. That's crazy. Oh my gosh. The thing is, those people consider themselves fans. To them, it's not hate watching. It's just how toxic the fandom. That's crazy. You cannot be a fan of something and then you're that toxic. Like, that does not compute. That doesn't equal fan. If you're a fan of something, I mean, okay. I guess if you're a fan of a sports team and they are terrible, you're going to have some criticisms. But to make it the whole thing, like, that just screams like ridiculous to me. I don't know. Like, for the longest time, I was a Detroit Lions fan, which is an NFL team here in the U.S., and they've been terrible for years. For years. My entire childhood. I stopped watching because it was depressing. They were going to lose, and they were going to not play well. But I didn't keep in, like, fan groups and, like, continually criticize them and, waste my time and continue to watch them, even though I hated it. I hated watching them. Like, to me, that's crazy. Now, obviously, they've turned it around, and now I'm watching again. So that's good. But I don't understand the desire to do that. I really don't. People were tearing them apart for starting a Patreon, stating it was classist. That's crazy. 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 Because they didn't stop doing YouTube content. Like, that doesn't make any sense. That's just... oh my gosh. Those are the type of people that you don't mind if they stop watching. Like that. Those are the type of people where you're just like, okay, you can go. You can go. It actually drives me crazy. Phil's been in a relationship with Dan for 16 years. Do you really think if he was being mistreated in any way, or Dan didn't love him as much as he loved Dan, that he would have stopped? Who would have stayed? Excuse me. Yeah. Like, I don't think it takes 16 years to realize, hey, this isn't what I've been looking for. It's just very strange. Also, they have said themselves, we're discussing maybe 1% at most of the fandom. They just happen to be really loud about it. Got it. Yeah, it's true. That is true. It's not the main majority, but unfortunately, some of the most negative voices can have the biggest megaphone. It really is unfortunate. Post trying my... why were we mad at him for wanting to get, like, an editor or something? I forgot what it was. That's crazy. I guess people see it as authenticity. Like if you're editing the video yourself, it's like you're putting yourself into the work. I mean, but you can get so much more content if you have editors. The reason why I'm doing these lives is because editing took me forever. Back in the early days of this channel, I would spend my entire weekend. I would spend Saturday recording 14-ish videos, and then I would spend Sunday and the rest of the week editing. Like, it would take forever to edit and export and all that stuff. Based on the computer you have, it takes longer to export. Like, it's crazy. So I totally understand why people get editors, and I don't understand any sort of criticism of that. If you can afford an editor, congratulations. That's the website I was referencing. Phil is a husky playing out in the snow. He's exactly where he wants to be. Exactly. A lot of people still infantilize Phil to a certain degree. That's so unfortunate. Which is crazy because Phil's older, right? Despite the words that constantly come out of his mouth. Yeah. It's like they've just assumed that the brand friendly Phil is Phil. Meanwhile, if you watch Hard Launch, you're like, no, that's Phil. That's the actual Phil. That's so strange to me. Which I think plays into their Dan is abusing a mindset, but Phil gives a good as he gets with banter. It's just the relationship. Yeah, that's kind of what I've picked up over the years. I guess I can say years at this point. Is that the relationship is very back and forth. It really is. That's what makes them good. That's what makes them entertaining. Like they're constantly going back and forth with stuff. It's phenomenal. If Phil was really hurt by any of this, he would not be talking. he would disappear. We would never see Phil ever again. In the words of Phil to Dan, I don't think I need to forgive you. It's not something I'm forgiving. If Phil is happy, he clearly is. Why are we creating issues for the sake of it? Indeed. People also just love to villainize people with mental health issues because Dan has been open about them. He's unfortunately a great target. Yeah, that's really unfortunate. Don't know if this counts. This has 36 upvotes as a hot take on them or a hot take on the fandom itself, but I don't see why everyone has something to say about how they look. Like people being like, quote, oh, I don't like the flonde. It makes Phil look old. Or Dystopia Daily was such a bad hair era for Dan. Like, why does it matter? Presumably you weren't watching just because you think they're hot. So why do you have authority on what they do with their appearances? I mean, that's a lukewarm take. That's a barely warm take. I mean, most people are going to have comments on people's appearance. It just is what it is, right? You look at somebody and instantly you have an opinion on their, even if it's subconsciously, you have an opinion on how they look. Like, I don't think that's too crazy. I don't think this is a hot take. I just want to express I miss their individual main channel videos by themselves. I also want to play games they genuinely want to play. Phil's content is greater than joint content is greater than Dan content. Ooh, that's a hot take. Okay, that's a fairly hot take, I would say. So this person really likes Phil's and really doesn't like Dan's content is basically it. Interesting. I miss Dan and Phil games literally being about them playing actual games. Their Portal 2 video was so good. Dan playing Outlast, Dan versus Phil, etc. That's why they mentioned rebranding to just Dan and Phil so that they don't feel like they have to play games when they aren't fully playing, games. People have to stop thinking they owe something to us, the fandom. I'm 31 years old, and I'm so tired about their comments about the fandom, but then I look at the comments, and it's all a mess. Somebody's tired about them talking about the fandom, and then they actually look at the fandom, and they're like, oh, I get it. I don't have social media anymore, but it sounds crazy. Now that is a grown person right there. They've completely thrown themselves off of social media. It sounds crazy to me how people think either Dan or Phil have to address every single topic in the world just because they say the viewer is personally affected by said topic. Really didn't like Dystopia Daily, which is crazy because I liked it. Every Dystopia Daily I've reacted to, I've enjoyed. Every single one of them. I understand what it's trying to get off as, and it's interesting to me. I don't know. It's very funny. To me, it felt forced, and Dan came off as rude. I think this is a person that doesn't understand the meaning behind it. Like, it was meant to look like that. The point was that the host was supposed to be rude. Yes, that was the takeaway. It was very obvious to me. Apparently it wasn't obvious to a lot of people. Sounds like someone who didn't quite get it. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh boy. And that had 55 upvotes? What? I feel like I just didn't get it. It did feel very forced. Yes. This first part is very correct. You didn't get it. Sometimes it feels like everything is a sponsorship. I mean, that's a tough line to toe, right? Because you want to earn money, because ad revenue off of YouTube is tough. It's very little for most, especially if you're using language, using other copyright content kind of thing, music. It's very low. But you need those advertisers to come in and do sponsorships to earn what you would have earned if you weren't swearing or doing all this stuff. So it's kind of a tough little... It's a balancing act of you want to include it, but you don't want it to take away from the actual content. It's really tough. Most people probably don't get it correct. I know I for sure won't. I wonder if they're making videos because they generally think it's fun or just because it's the job. Here's the thing. I think in the early days of YouTube, like when they originally started their channel, it was purely for fun, period. But obviously, once money comes into it and YouTube monetized, then it becomes a job, and that's totally different. It can still be a passion project, but at the end of the day, you're doing this full time. It needs to be rewarding. Like, you need to actually live too. Like, and this person spelled that out beautifully. Number one, it is their job. Literally, it is definitely their job. They can still enjoy what they do for a living, videos. We're their audience. We are not their friends. That one probably needs to be first. Again, if you keep scrolling, I guarantee that you'll see a lot of people going in on Dan and barely any criticism of Phil. Not saying he should get more, just that people are much harder on Dan. I feel like Dan and Phil in particular do a great job of making even their sponsorships interesting and funny. I will skip a sponsorship in pretty much any other video, but I never skip theirs. Like, they do their best to make it entertaining. That's what I've realized too. Like, they live read it, which is interesting. And they try to comment, throw some funny comments in there, some snark, whatever, to just kind of get you through it. That is nice. Phil needs to finance his Labubu's. Yeah, absolutely. How apparent their merch quality has dropped. I've been purchasing merch since 2017. This is exactly why I don't wear my Daniel Howell death metal shirt very much. I want the design to last. Well, that's just any shirt, though. If you wash it enough and you wear it enough, the design will fade. Like, they're not permanent. Yeah, I mean, every shirt I've ever had is faded eventually. I bought a t-shirt, TIT t-shirt. I almost said it. I bought a TIT t-shirt when we visited Denmark in the start of the year. Took no time for the print to basically disappear, even when following the washing guide. Kind of sad about it. Deleted. What the heck is this? Removed by the moderator. Been a fan of Dan and Phil since pre-2013. Always loved them, but one thing that's bugged me is the parasocial stuff. They've called it out when it worked for them. I noticed it especially in the recent tour, and it left a bad taste in my mouth since it feels like we've seen the same pattern a few times now. Honestly, the fandom can be so productive that it ends up feeling almost more parasocial than what they're... Yeah, most of this is just criticism of the fandom. What? They built an entire brand around being Dan and Phil, not just two guys on the internet, and that's fine. I get it. They're just two quirky guys on the internet. Quirky guys. I'm just a quirky guy on the internet. But let's not pretend that they've also spent a lot of time and money on making themselves into a brand as well. Well, yeah. Just them being on the internet, being quirky, is them building a brand. Like, that's their brand. Am I missing that? What? Dan was only 18 when he started YouTube in 2009. Met Phil at that time. YouTube wasn't a job at all. Right. Very true. It was not. There was no money in it at all. You couldn't make money. They didn't think at all that they would get as popular as they did. Once they realized that they could support themselves through it, it became their job. It's not a bad thing. Their YouTube videos are always getting demonetized, especially in recent years. And they need to make money somehow. Indeed. That is the true story of YouTube, is that if you do anything that the YouTube folks deem not worthy of the platform or not worthy advertising, you will not earn anything from that video. And you'll have to use an outside source to get funding, basically. That is it. That's why you've seen more and more like integrated ads, ad reads, that kind of thing. It's just trying to fill the gaps. I feel like so many of these hot takes are just people who don't understand that most creators cannot afford to make content consistently without any sort of monetary. Yes. How can you criticize late stage capitalism and take a sponsor? It's like, I need to eat. I need a roof over my head. I need running water. I don't know. I need an internet connection. Like, what? Oh, that's so crazy. My hot take is that they're poor communicators. What? I think it'd be great if they could communicate with us more openly. I say this in regards to merch sales and things outside of YouTube. Time and time again, we'd had to tweet them relentlessly or try to get their attention on every platform to address issues. Gets exhausting. Honestly, it just sounds like they need... And they probably have it already. Their merch company needs an overhaul. Instead of waiting until everyone floods their emails. Yeah, it's probably just the company. I don't think that's even on them. Like, if the merch is handled with the company needs to perform. Which is why I like mine. They are very responsive. I have emailed them many times and have gotten responses pretty quick. Yeah, that's unfortunate. I get embarrassed by the way they see their own fandom. Like someone else said, they treat us like parasocial... What? Fujoshis? I don't even know what that is. It's a group of awkward and cringe 20-year-olds who are obsessed with them and their relationship, seem to treat their fans as minions. Unfortunately, the majority of what they're seeing is DNP Twitter, and that's exactly what it's like over there. It's disgusting. Oh, gosh. I also think part of that, and, you know, when they bring up the fans and whatnot, I think some of it is tongue-in-cheek. Like, that's what I'm reading from them. Like they're making fun of the fandom, but I think it's meant in like good humor because they're including the fans in on the humor. Like they do that with each other. They're trying to do it with the audience as well. Obviously, it's a little awkward because the audience can't immediately banter back with you. But I kind of take it as that. Like they're including the fans by also like, you know, making jokes about it as they would each other. Like I don't necessarily see that as like an attack or some sort of gripe. Obviously, they have said some stuff, I think, about the more toxic people, as they should. But I think when they're talking about just the fans in general, I think that's just kind of the fun aspect of it. What makes this a little complicated is fans, Phil's brother runs their merch company and they own it. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Yeah. I would say they need probably a better... I guess it's smart in the way that if you own your own merch company, you don't have to pay any sort of fees. I think that is smart. But the problem with that is then you're also your own customer service, which if you don't have responsive communication with people in that regard, then you're kind of ruining it a little bit. Like you'll ruin some experiences because of that. But yeah, I would say that's smart to own your own merch company. That's pretty cool. Less fees, all that stuff. Honestly, we deserve for them to treat us much worse. They honestly praise the fans all the time. I don't know what this person's talking about. It's a Japanese term that usually refers to women who ship men in romantic relationships with each other. Fan of boys love. Oh. In the case of the merch company, I would guess part of that is that the company is quite small and literally millions of people buy the merch. Yeah, that is... I would assume if you're doing that large in sales, you need a customer support team. You desperately need it. So I don't know, how many people they have answering emails or whatever, but yeah, that'd be tough to handle for sure. Which is why I don't, which is why I don't. Randomly recommended this post after I binged the gaming channel videos until 6 a.m. this morning. Wow. After not tuning in since 2017. Dang. I realized why I loved them so much as a teenager and loved them even more as an adult. Is that a hot take? What? This person just stumbled in and was like, I love these guys. They shouldn't have de-aged Dill and Tabitha. Man, if that's a hot take, I don't. Ooh, stand back. That one's on fire. Negative 49 downvotes. Okay, we're definitely reading this one. Oh, gosh. They're stepping into that how do you do fellow kids era, and it's super cringe. Oh, so they're getting older, basically. I stopped watching their content a while ago because it was either clickbaity, which, I mean, those titles for sure. I've seen a few of them, and they're definitely clickbaity. Or just boring non-content. It seems like, and by the way, clickbaiting's not bad. It can be a little, it can be bad in certain ways, but their clickbaity is not. It's very tame. It seems like either don't really have friends anymore or rarely go outside. I mean, they've said that, haven't they? They have friends, but they've definitely admitted that they are indoor cats. It's always just them two in the videos. Kind of what has this person ever watched Dan and Phil? Kind of feels like they should have dropped YouTube a while ago and moved on to something else. First comment said, when did you stop watching them? Why are you on their sub if you don't like their stuff? Big question there. Certainly a hot take. They are a bit how do you do fellow kids, but I feel like they're self-aware. It reads more tongue-in-cheek to me. Well, I mean, everybody knows we're getting older. Good grief. They've said it many times. They've grown up with the fans. Like, they're growing older. The fans are growing older. It is what it is. They only do videos with just them. Is that not the whole point? Yeah, exactly. That's the dumbest take. I'm sorry. That might be the worst take of this entire Reddit. It's gotta be. I think that was another way for them to take back the power people took for them by analyzing the relationship so much. Yes, kings get those clicks. Indeed. Indeed. They don't owe us. Yeah. This might be the mildest hot take of all time, but it upsets me that Dan hates cats when, according to my perspective and view of him, he is so much more suited to be a cat person than a dog person. I mean, oh my gosh, that's the mildest of mild. That's not even worth addressing. I know it's infeasible because of workload, but I wish they still edited their own videos. I always appreciate when they do here and there. I find their content to be much more enjoyable when it's self-edited. They do edit sometimes still. If you check the description, it'll say sometimes edited with blank. But that means they they co-edit it with their editor. That's crazy. The first part of this is the accurate part. Infeasible because of workload. I mean, and let's put it in perspective. If you're hiring editors, you're usually doing that so you can do more content. So is this complaining about more content, or is it complaining that the videos don't have this like very... Because some of the older videos do have kind of fun edits in there, and I'm like, oh, that's nice. So I guess they're just kind of missing those days. But I don't know. You kind of outgrow that, especially if you're wanting to do more. It just takes up so much time that you could be filming, frankly. It was a little funny, but mostly disappointing when I realized how much they lied to fans in the past. Not talking about their sexualities or their fake apartment. More like a sleepless night with Phil being fake. Pretending Norman the fish was still alive so they could sell merch. Faking things in vlogs, but at least they've owned up to it now. Who knows, maybe there's still more things they haven't confessed to yet. Oh my God. He does not hate cats. Oh my gosh. Oh, let's see if we can find a really spicy take. I don't think there's going to be one. Most of these were mild. Some of them I'm like, why are you even in here? Sometimes I get really irritated at the rate in which Dan interrupts Phil when he's talking. This has always ticked me off. I prefer their pre-2018 content. Let me be very clear. I'm very happy that they're able to be themselves now. But I think the content they used to put out was better and way funnier. But I don't know how to say it without sounding insensitive. Oh. Plus now whenever they upload, half of the video is an ad sponsorship. That's not true. That is not even remotely true. There's no way. That's no way. Sponsorship thing is like 5 minutes per video. Yeah, exactly. That's crazy. Todd, are you picking up on the theme? I am. I am indeed. These are really weak hot takes. And some of them I'm like, why are you even watching them? Like, why are you taking the time to comment this? Like, go do something else. Enjoy life. Some of their recent content feels entirely disingenuous, and the frequency which they're doing sponsorship kind of gives, we only came back because we missed the sponsorship money and ad revenue after everything happened with Dan's show. I'm just going to break this down because I see a lot of people talking about ad revenue and how much they earn and if it's livable. Whilst Dan and Phil are still popular, they are not as popular as they once were in the grand scheme of the YouTube pool. Wow, this person really went into numbers. It's crazy. It's not actually confirmed how much NordVPN sponsorship is, but it can generally be anywhere between $50 and $1,000 per video. Also, many deals include an affiliate component. Most of them are affiliates. A true sponsorship is when they actually give you money for the opportunity to have their ad in it. Yeah, if you have a strong audience that converts well, indeed, you can make a ton of money through affiliates. Sometimes they cap these payouts, blah, blah, blah. So I don't care if they're selling their soul to Saley or Nord, they simply won't be able to survive otherwise. Yeah, I mean, why are we counting people's pockets? That's crazy. Crazy to me. Like Mr. Beast starts doing sponsorships and people are like, I just think he's in it for the money. Like, what? Do Dan and Phil just talk about money and how much we put 100 people in this room and the last person to leave wins $1 million? Like, they're not putting out that content. Like, they're just living. It's crazy to me. The Reddit mods work really fast and are pretty strict. I've seen people speculate about how big their house is and how much money they have. It's so odd and literally none of our business. Yeah, pretty much. It's crazy. It's okay if they're just best friend kind of life partners rather than romantic life partners. What? What the heck does that even mean? It's okay if they're not in a couple, basically? But they are. What is that? What is the point of that one? What the heck? Who are you and what does it matter? What the heck? Oh, this is before they hard launched? Oh, gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. I'm reading this post hard launch and I'm like having a brain meltdown. Yeah, I mean, that's a solid take, pre-hard launch. For any reason. I mean, it doesn't matter to anybody, really. Or it shouldn't. They are who they are. They're their own people. They can be in a relationship. They cannot be in a relationship. They do their own thing. It's so funny that they're giving them permission, though. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy, isn't it? It's like they're like, it's okay. You have my permission to just be friends. That'd be the same as somebody like, you do not have my permission to be more than friends. Somehow it's even hard to imagine a time when they were not out as a couple, despite that being most of their lives. Very true. Very true. Vibes seem phony? What? Most of these are nonsensical. Not everything needs a merch drop. Oh boy. This is again one of those people that's totally missing the entire. This is like saying you don't need a paycheck every month. You get 12 of them. You can miss one. That's literally what this is saying. You can miss a paycheck. You're cool. You're good. It's crazy. Nobody with a job would say, you know what? This, if you get paid bi-weekly or something, this week you can keep it. You can keep it. Not every hour I work needs a paycheck. That's crazy. Oh my gosh. How are you fans of someone if you don't want to see them get paid? Like, that is crazy to me. Crazy. I don't understand. Nah, boss, I'm good for this month. Yeah, exactly. No, I'm good. I got like $2 left over from the last paycheck. I'm good on that. That's crazy. A lot of people were speculating that Dan and Phil were actually exes after Dan's coming out video because he confirmed then that they were at least romantic when they first met. But he didn't clarify if they still were. So, of course, that added more fuel to the fire. Oh, my gosh. Unbelievable. Dan can be a bit pretentious. This is famously a Dan thing. Yeah, I feel like that's supposed to be common knowledge. Like, he would even like say that. Maybe he even has. I don't even know. Like, that's a crazy. How does that have 114 upvotes? I feel like this entire Reddit is not watching. It's Dan. Yeah, pretty much. Oh my gosh. All right. Good grief. That's crazy. Wait, there's a spicy one you missed above this one? Ooh, spicy. Oh gosh, it's hidden. Oh boy. 11 downvotes. Some of their jokes can be kind of cis-normative, and as a trans gay guy, it makes me feel kind of othered and excluded. I also might have missed something, as I've been out a bit of the loop with them for a couple months. But I think they should be speaking up more for trans rights right now. Doesn't need to be much, just a little something, or a community fundraiser or something like that. Immediately, the mod locking this before it turns into an argument. They constantly speak up about trans rights. Even in their hard launch vid, that's crazy. Oh my gosh. I think their Sims content would be more interesting if they stopped downloading new packs and just played the dang game. EA sponsoring them was a terrible move. Now they got to mention use new packs that they have no interest in. Yeah, I guess that could be. Yeah, okay. That is part of it. If you are sponsored by EA, chances are they're going to be like, hey, push this new pack thing. Play with this, play with that, play with this. That would be a little crazy. Often watch their videos and think Phil is just waiting to talk. No, that's just pre-hard launch. That was just him preventing himself from saying something offhand or out of pocket. Love them both, but I feel like Dan again, slightly better performer live on stage. Is that a hot take? I feel like Dan has a little bit more live stage charisma. Wasn't Dan a comedian? Like, he's been on stage a lot. Dan was a theater kid. Yeah. I kind of felt that, right? They know this. Phil knows this. Crazy. Phil's quite open to the fact that he cannot act. Truly do not care about Phan. I don't think their relationship, whatever it is anyone's business, and it's just never been an aspect of them that I'm interested in. I also feel like some people willfully blacked out the parts of Dan's coming out video about how his fan base's speculation made it harder. Obviously, they're in a better place now, enough to joke about. This is the most sane post on this entire thread. We've reached peak. Yeah, that's great. I feel like you're willfully ignoring the parts about how having fans being so open and positive in their queerness helped Dan have the confidence to come out. Sure, there were some fans that took it too far, but I've always felt a lot of the bigger trauma was from stuff like colleagues speculating on a relationship. Oh, what? God. A positive Dan comment. I would close Reddit after this and with a good taste in my mouth. Yes, that's a good idea. Let's move on from the hot takes. Maybe we'll go back to it. Maybe we'll bookmark that one for the next so we can ridicule those as well. Most of those were so ridiculous. So ridiculous. Also, people saying blonde hair makes Phil look older. Newsflash, Phil is older. Phil is older from 2017. That's crazy to me. Like, this new hair makes him look so much older. It's like, he is older. Phil's 39. Yeah, I mean, come on now. Phil's nearly 40. He looks great. He looks so good for 39. People definitely selectively watched the hard launch video too. Yes, they revealed they're together, and that's great and very important, but that was literally the last 10 minutes of the video. Most of it was talking about the real trauma and stress they had went through due to the speculation of the fans. Yes, that was the majority of the video. Crazy.
I am the good guy on the spaceship.
I think we've seen that one.
They're going to figure out how... What's going to be shit is we're going to be on the gay communist spaceship. They're going to figure out how... What? What's going to be shit is we're going to be on the gay communist...
What is hard launch even about?
Oh my god, come on, Phil.
1. Say the two of us moved in together.
Gay, yes.
We could spend our days doing together.
What do you think?
Let's say it together.
Oh my god, come on, Phil.
1, 2, 3. Some gay shit.
Biblically accurate.
Let's move in together.
Yes!
Wow.
Oh, the hip sway. I'm not doing it back. I'm just staring at you.
You can't do that.
I'm regretting my decision.
You'll bust something. We'll need to go to the hospital.
Do you know when we first did move in together, I was slightly like, this feels a bit fast.
You're joking.
Were you now?
Yeah.
Let's say the two of us moved in.
Was it fast? I think most people would probably say yes. That would absolutely be way too fast for most people. But for them, hey, it worked. It worked out beautifully. Glad he's getting that off his chest 17 years deep. Right, exactly. Now he admits it. He admits it now because, you know, can't go anywhere else. He's stuck. Oh my gosh. So good. So good. I love how heated rivalry they related to, and now this game is like perfect. Right on key. They'd known each other for 1.5 years before signing a lease together. That feels pretty normal. Not really. Well, not as like a relationship. I don't know. That seems a little fast to me. 1.5 years. I think moving in is like something you do before you, well, typically before you get married. I guess if you do it as friends, like it's not that big a deal, like moving in as friends, but in a relationship, that might be a little fast. I'm going to eventually request for you to watch their Tomodachi Life videos, that game. They're some of the funniest ones ever. Nice. Nice. Looking forward to it. I love the voices of the Tomodachi. It's hilarious. I think part of that was Phil has just gotten his own place like 6 months earlier. Oh my gosh. And then he and Dan moved in together, so I can see how that would seem sudden. Yeah, that would. There's something really beautiful about having your own space, because you can kind of literally the entire apartment becomes like a bedroom. Like, there's no rules, nothing's off limits. Like, it's really just an experience. And if you've never experienced that, you need to. Living by yourself, living on your own is such a wild thing. Obviously, living with someone you love is great as well. It's different. You have to, do things differently, but living on your own is like a rite of passage. It is certainly something you gotta try. Especially coming out of university where I had been roommates and sharing bedrooms with other people. And in my case, 3 of the years were with total strangers, which is a crazy experience in itself. But having that first apartment was so huge. It just felt like this huge weight off your chest. It's a little terrifying paying bills, but you eventually get used to that. But yeah, it was quite interesting. Tomodachi Life videos are hilarious, can confirm. Nice. Also, it's so nice that they can actually create Dan and Phil in a game. Part of why they created Dill was that their characters wouldn't have any romantic interactions, but now they can have their characters do some gay stuff together. Yeah, exactly. That is a very interesting point. It's kind of funny that they didn't want their characters to do any romantic stuff together, but also Dill was like a love child of Dan and Phil. So it's like implied. I guess they would say it was just they're two persons connected or like in one person, but we all look at it like a love child, basically. I know we can't have Dan and Phil, but we can have their son, right? Oh my gosh. Oh gosh. All right, everybody. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. We are coming up on 4 hours. What? Where's the time gone? Thanks for joining. I appreciate it. Everybody in the Discord, you're awesome. Thanks for being a member. Sorry it was a little late. If you're watching later on YouTube or even on the website, don't forget to join the Discord, be a part of this. It's awesome. It's really kind of nice to have this like intimate. It's very intimate. It's like an intimate stream as opposed to just broadcasting to who knows, on Twitch. It could get in anybody's hands, basically. So it is a nice little intimate experience. Be a part of the chat. Be part of the great members that are here. And yeah, if you'd like to request videos of your own, join toddreacts.com. Become a member. Guide the stream, control the stream, all that beautiful stuff. And I had fun. I hope you did as well. Well, we're staying up until 5 a.m. Oh my gosh. Well, I hope you sleep excellently after this. You're welcome for the stream. Thanks for staying up. I appreciate it. All right, everybody. I hope you have a tremendous rest of your weekend. I will see you all on Monday. Take care of yourself. Well, I'll see you in the Discord as well. Take care of yourselves. All right, everybody. Bye-bye. See you Monday.